You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
welcome to the QAFL match of the day. We are from the wet and wild Gold Coast for a round 12 matchup between the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions and the Sherwood Magpies. Both teams coming into this game differing ladder positions. Palm Beach, they lead the competition, 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Their opponent Sherwood have struggled in recent times, 4 wins, 6 losses on the season. With me to call all the action is the voice of Australian pickleball, Dylan Kidlin, on the gantry. We're going to do well not to get wet today, Dylan, because it is, well, it's been hammering down. The wind has started to rage up, and this could be the great equaliser for today's game, bringing Sherwood back into the contest.
Everyone wants a bit of chaos more, Jack, to everyone getting on board after an up-to-date broadcast. And a little bit of big mud building on the grounds as well. It's a lot of fun. I reckon we've got on there. Who knows what's going to happen.
It should be an absolute giddy. Our umpires are in the middle of the ground thanks to Bradman's windows and doors for their continued support of umpires across the state of Queensland for AFL Queensland, and our chief sponsors on the day, TPIL Lawyers, the best in the business, sponsoring the QAFL match of the day broadcast. We thank them for their support right across the season. Both teams in their final warm-ups. Sherwood, they've got deep into a huddle. They fired up, sort of warming up out the back before Dylan, and they looked like they were up for this one. They looked ready, steely eyes. I think Palm Beach Currumbin, while they are the better team on paper and they come into this with a better form line, they're going to be up for a real challenge.
Yeah, mate, it's a good point you've been open, and they look pretty fired up as we get into the start of the match play. But I want to bring up Will Fletcher, mate. He's on the votes. Definitely one who will be running up as the started.
Will Fletcher is the captain of the Sherwood side. He's led the way for them. Now let's have a look at the recent form. So last week, Palm Beach Currumbin, they travelled up to Brisbane to face Morningside. That was a top 4 battle, and Palm Beach Currumbin took the sweep here at Morningside, winning 126 to 76, a 50-point victory on the day to stamp their premiership credentials. Last week, Sherwood, they played Wilston Grange. Entertaining match there.
Just clear things up for our broadcasters. Looking like we're about to get started. I'm wondering how this first contest is going to go. Not too much of a breeze, Jack. It's a little bit swirly, but nothing too crazy thus far. So,
and the big question going into this one is who is going to get the matchup on Levi Casbolt, the former Carlton and Suns T4. That is going to be Matt Dillon for the Magpies, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Dylan Kidlin, take us away.
And the fellas are off immediately. There's scrappy wet conditions and hands straight out. Great hands. Let's see if I can get it out completely as we can.
This broadcast side, this club room side here at Veracity Oval at Palm Beach Currumbin, where all the action is going to take place, because it seems to be having a walk early in the game, early in the day. It seems to be a lot drier this side than the other side, which is a little bit boggy. There's a short throw coming through for Palm Beach Currumbin is Benson. He's second in the coach's notes. Benson's handball went awry and he butted up with a good tackle. Umpire said nothing to him. The tackles on Friday for Sherwood. So, bit of a stalemate in the early stages. For Sherwood. Fletcher, his handball, he was just picked off by King, and King beats a couple from the middle of the ground. That was good play. And now goes looking for Casbolt. All lands right in front of him. Good pick up from the big man. His handball across the Crowley, put him under pressure. And here comes the counter. It could have been a high free kick. Nothing doing. Sherwood are going to get out of danger for the time being through Meakin, who goes high and long to centre wing, and that's a good mark taken by the big fella Dylan Nelson. The umpire's called an infringement. In the back, and the free kick will go the way of Sam Brown and
his options here. See if he can take the lead. Bangs it in the forward line. Pop up, hands up, nothing to be, and ground, hand to the back, man to beat. Instead. The respond is on. Good fast footy here, Jack, considering the wet conditions.
It is, as Sekic went forward for PDC. All Magpies at ground level, and we're going to get out of danger here. He's Meakin again. He's had a couple touches there. He had his kick smothered. Going in there was Orridge. He had his handball affected. Palm Beach came up with it. Intercept mark taken by the Magpies, and they're going to surge it forward through the middle of the ground. They kicked the centre half forward. Was no good. It was cut off. Jed Harrison getting across, taking the intercept mark. He's called the play on now. He comes under some pressure. Managed to get his kick away. He's kicked it into the mud pit, and that's a good mark taken by Reece King, who had a runner outside. They go back to King, and now Graham will load them up inside forward 50. That's a clever short kick. It came off the hands of Graham, and the boundary line's going to beat everyone over on that far side of the ground. So we'll have a throw in about 45 metres out from Palm Beach Currumbin's goal, kicking to the right of your screen in this first quarter. Graham is held off, still no score. A couple of minutes into this, like 3 minutes travel in the first quarter.
Speaking of travel, cricket, give credit to the locals. Despite the wild weather, there's been a fast turnout from the Gold Coast fans, which is awesome to see, and it's gone down again immediately. The free kick given. The far side, hands are up, nearly have the hands there. However, we have an opportunity for first goal. Snap is there, and it is clean. There's our first 6 points for the day, Jack.
It was Marcus right place, right time. Kaz Bolton, he flew the football. And White was front and centre to collect the front. Had a couple got into that favourite right foot of his and snap a goal. So it's a good start from Palm Beach Currumbin, but in the early stages, I think the Magpies have held up well under pressure. But the record entries are what kill you in modern football doing. And Palm Beach Currumbin have had a fair few of them.
Yeah, well, we saw twice, right? The Pies just banged it straight up the middle and hope for the best. And, bit of an interesting strategy. We were talking about this a little bit dry and close to coming. That's what happened. Just go straight from the mud pit and play in the sand as the ball goes up again. 6 points on the board. This first quarter.
So it was Watkin doing the ruck work. A lot of players at ground level. Right in the middle of that muddy creature. The umpire standing up and says, I'll have it, and throw it up again. So Watkin got his hands on the football. He overshot it. If the Magpies was Meakin, he's with involvement early, and we'll have another ball up. So a bit of a stalemate going on 4 minutes 40 play on the Waffle match of the day thanks to TPIL lawyers. First hand was Will Fletcher, the Magpies captain. King came in for the Lions. King smothered, they're just happy to try and surge it forward, putting his head over the football and doing well with Jet Clark. His handle was going to lie though, and popping up for it. The Palm Beach Currumbin was Chilby. He went into an open goal and slotted it from 25 out.
This looks so composed there, considering pressure all around. Did not matter. And the rain has more or less stopped. So you have the muddy conditions, but no rain whatsoever. Hopefully that continues, but there are some danger signs already. Fast 5.
So Palm Beach lead 2 straight 12. Sherwood yet to score. 5.5 minutes to travel. First quarter. Sam Chumey kicking the goal for Palm Beach Currumbin. They're just putting so much pressure on Sherwood. And Sherwood, when they come up with the football, they seem to be going backwards with the football in hand. They tap out and extracting it through the middle was Parnell.
Scrap is on once more. Jack, I'm going to say it is Magpies' mums all around the ground right now, just looking at that shaking their heads at what's going to happen with the washing machines later on today as the ball goes out. Straight in the back. That's what the ball is, no. Play on it is.
Lock on!
This is what I predicted we'd see a win up today. Ball's up considering the muddy conditions, but
Come back!
team's going out, and here we go, finally getting a clearance. First time it's gone to 450, immediately it's gone out.
Good boy, Cage! Good boy, Cage! Great work, Cage!
Right
You
wrap
drop
up
in
the
that
football and
situation.
their focus in the other way of Sid, which is obviously not involved in this.
Cover right on him too, mate.
Wait, cover! Cover!
Beautiful mark taken off the line there by Ty Fitzgerald, whose father's just down below us. Go Ty!
Yeah, there we go. He's
Yes.
giving us a big wave.
He's given us the thumbs up. He's been into us early.
Fans from New Zealand, mate, to get through.
Corey Bierman tracking it in the pocket for Palm Beach Currumbin. Sherwood to come up with the boundary lines beaten. Everyone's going to throw in 25 out from Palm Beach. The far side of the rest of the oval, which is packed in mud on this Saturday afternoon TPIL. Glorious match of the day. Certainly in the sporting travel. That's Palm Beach. 2 goals in front. It's been a full of vigor Palm Beach Currumbin. The heavyweights in this competition in season 2025. We've got a free kick kicked out. Which way is it going to go? It is going to go the way of PBC. It's big Levi Casbolt, just too big and strong in the ruck, and he's been manhandled. Wins the free kick and from 30 metres out, but as we know from his AFL video, no certainty for big Leviticus.
Big is definitely one compliment to him, though. Look at the size of him as he comes charging in.
He is carved out of granite. On the runway now, the goal umpire has to work, but he's managed to squeeze it inside that right-hand goal post. Palm Beach have the first 3 of the day, 8.5 minutes travel. Levi has his first of the day. It's an 18-point margin, and it's safe to say, Dylan, that Sherwood would need the next one.
Well and truly in the way their opposition. I have to say, you'd be a pretty happy camper if you're travelling down to this match and see the first 3 for your side. The sun is shining.
Finally, we get some sunshine.
It's a nice thing to see.
I might have to run back to my car and go get some sun. Yeah, look at all sorts. I thought this is. I moved up here from Melbourne, and this is the type of weather I was trying to avoid. We're back in the middle. He got the hit out, and another big pack of players, Liam O'Brien up and his opposite number, Fletcher. Back into play. Another stoppage. So we're going to see a lot of that today. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of numbers around the football playing. Make this as much of a stalemate as possible, because you've got to be honest, they are outgunned around it.
When you are playing close footy like this, what are you trying to do out of the situation?
Well, if I'm Sherwood, I want to be in this situation. I want to essentially hug Palm Beach Currumbin, keep the ball on the inside, make it a
Let's go, Casey, return!
For Palm Beach Currumbin, they just want to try and extract the footy as much as possible, get it to the wider areas of the rest of the oval, which are a little bit quieter, a little bit easier to move the ball, and once they get it on the outside, they're going to have to certainly forward, as we've seen in the first 10 minutes of this one. Just took over 10 minutes first quarter. And what is this one? 6 stoppage in line.
Yep, yeah, we're racking up here. Once again, we've got another one, mate.
I feel like the umpire's just said, I've had enough here, and he's just paid a free kick either way. So Palm Beach Currumbin inside forward 50. Levi! Strong hands, took it on the second grab. Looking ominous early, the big fella. Too big and strong for Matt Dillon. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Well, as I said before, he's always an each way money proposition on each one. So we started on that left-hand goal post. It's away to the right, and he's going to push it and keep it right. So Minor scored the first one of the day. Levi Casbolt, there was 1-1 on the day. 11 and 30 minutes played. Palm Beach 3-1-19. Sherwood yet to score a 19-point margin.
Sherwood immediately looking to go out this time down the far side of that field. Immediately to draw him on. However, the Magpies get the ball out, and we have a brought up again. The whistle has been blown once more. Officials have been very busy thus far, and again, 450, which they do. Big fellas there, good run. Goes to the ground. The ball up.
was a great effort there from Jack Austin, dropping back into the hole in front of Casbolt, managed to effect the spoil and cause the stoppage. We've got every player in the ground in PBC half of the ground. 46 players. And good to extract the footy from here. That not doing the rough work. Ryan was there for Sherwood. So it can't be. Eventually Sherwood trying to work it to 43. Harris. These rugby players are on the footy. And this one's going to be another star.
Subs as well. So coaching staff being aware of tired legs and scrappy conditions.
Well, the Lions interchange straight belows have been very active, especially after every goal. The midfielders are coming off, and no interchange cap in local AFL level, in QAFL level, so you're free to use that as much as you want to get plenty of rest in the midfielders. O'Brien, he could have been taken high. Umpire said it was a fair tackle, just barely. Another ball up, 45 metres out from PBC's goal. Casbolt doing the ruck work. Maybe it was Simpson. Sherwood to come up with it. Stop kick in the middle of the ground. Sekic did well. His handball was intercepted now. Just a high, long ball forward for the Magpies. And getting under it was Harry Jones. He dropped the chest mark he should have taken. The Cavalry come back for Palm Beach. White backtracked. Found Cahill. Cahill chips into his back pocket, finds Hunter Hall, and they get out of danger. So Hall is going to go across his defensive goal face, risky kick, but he found Rawson right on his goal line. Rawson into the left back pocket and finds O'Brien. So they've been composed with the footy. O'Brien, risky kick up the middle of the ground, that's a beauty. And they've got players out, it's Simpson. Simpson's got a man on the far side. It's White. White sweeps the handball over the top to Hunter Hall, who ran on from the back pocket. Hall inside 50, looking for Casbolt. Kick landed in front of him. Front of the pack was Beeman, who handballed it across to Graham. Graham further backtracking to Simpson, who just popped it up, and they've got a mark 30 out.
You've got to give them credit, mate, considering they did have a couple of risky kicks in the defensive 50. To where they are now, coaching staff will be very happy with that.
If you're David Armitage in the Lions coaching box, you would be wrapped with that effort, because they went from one end of the ground, one side of the ground to the other, and it ended up in the very capable hands of Jackson Graham, who has the shot on goal. He's put it straight through the middle. Goal umpire did not move. Palm Beach Currumbin at their fourth. They're waltzing away with this one. A 25-point gap, 15 minutes played first quarter. Palm Beach 4-1-25. Sherwood yet to score on the QAFL match of the day, thanks to our friends at TPIL Lawyers.
They just seem a little bit more polished, Jack. The Sherwood, like I noticed when they had that absolute rush to go into the forward 50, they had no one in the forward line. They were just trying their best to get it in there, but no one to kick to.
And that was it. Harry Jones for Sherwood would be kicking himself, because he was running back with the flight of the ball. It was a relatively routine chest mark. He fumbled it. And Palm Beach, as soon as they came up with the football, they never let the Magpies have a look in. So ball back into the middle of the ground. It's Fletcher on hands and knees trying to do his best to extract the footy. He can't. We'll have another ball up.
Yeah, as we can see our Bradnam's windows and doors officials once again with the ball up. We've been very busy in our first quarter here, and what a very prolific start it has been. As once again, ball to ground, but Jack, is there anyone that immediately sticks out to you that's had a ripper of a first quarter?
Tom Simpson's had some good involvements, and Ethan Sekic across centre-half back for Palm Beach Currumbin. He's been very composed. He's taken some good intercept marks, and he's been nimble around too. So he's had a great start to the game, young fella. I always think the players wearing the neon for the rest of the well, I think it's a stuff like that. He's going to wear those, a lot of pressure on himself to play that. Yeah, the two-tone haircut is it's an interesting choice.
Teams, if all goes on,
you're going to enjoy this, we do.
Actually, we had fun getting it.
It was. There's just a ladder for access up here, and well, I almost came across it, but hey, we've survived. So Sherwood working it forward. There's a free kick. White, he was pushed out. And the free kick's going to go his way. He's got Sekic across centre half back. He took the mark, sold some candy. Now a handball into the middle of the field to Jed Harrison, who sweeps it wide and finds Graham. Graham goes up the guts, where he's found a target. And that's Jack Stringer. I almost called him Jake Stringer. Carrying slightly less pounds than Jake Stringer. He gets the ball back now, Stringer at half forward, 70 out. That's a good tackle. He's run down. He's going to be pinged for holding the footy. So Sherwood just starting to show a little bit of fight in the last few minutes. Yeah, they've laid some good tackles.
Probably one too many handballs there, Jack. And that was, like you said, solid and the switch is on here.
Oh.
He's absolutely pinged it. And pressure immediately on. Can they do something with it? Yes, they can. Clean kick. And they might take it. Opportunity here. Right in front of camera. And there we go. Fist to the sideline. There's that wonderful haircut we were talking about earlier.
He's been everywhere early.
Yeah, big racket run.
He held plenty. So Jacob Orich, who flew for the mark and couldn't take it. So it's Crowley into the ruck for PBC. Up against Ethan Harris. Overrunning it was Slater. Big pack of players. Oh, we've got a push in the back, free kick. It'll go the way of the Magpies.
Yeah, I didn't know if he got hands out correctly. And we'll see. This is probably their first clean entry into 450, Jack, besides that kick that we saw earlier.
So it's Xavier McKnight. He's wiping mud off the ball. The kick inside 50, dropping back into the hole was O'Brien. And O'Brien, he fumbled the mark, but he's going to get a free kick for over-the-shoulder contact. So O'Brien, wasting no time, goes across his defensive 50 with a surging kick, finds a man on the half-back flank.
Man, their switches have been so good thus far. This is that risky kicks we saw earlier, Jack.
Huge difference in foot skills, and they've got men out here on the broadcast side. One of them is White, who takes the mark close to where the 50-metre line intersects the boundary. So White, Sherwood had done well to shut down the switch and shut down the options further afield. So he just bombs it down the line. The big fella got up, and Ty Fitzgerald couldn't take the mark. And he's going to get a free kick for a high contact. No, umpire will say ball it up. And a little bit testy there, Big Ty. Launched the footy back at the umpire there. The umpire showed a bit of mercy. Didn't pay the free kick.
He managed to get almost a volleyball dig out there. And, here we go, quick feed, banged it in. And there's a one-on-one. Big Levi gets it to ground. He had his opportunity. And once again, surging pressure here. Absolutely relentless. And cut it back twice. 2-on-1 opportunity. Doesn't matter. Get the ball in once more. Hit the ground. This is where the composure's needed. Chip kick, was it? Yes, it was. And his players continue once more. Whoa! He's gone into the clouds there. I don't know if that was realistic, Jack.
What a fly. He got up far too early, but I appreciate the enthusiasm flying for a mark like that. And it's going to be not our man Sekic.
Checking for
Sam Graham, who's got the free kick.
Checking for altitude sickness after that effort as chip kick, but they go straight to the opposition. And here we go. Can they ramp? Take their time again, Jack.
So Palm Beach have coughed it up. Magpies towards half forward, where Duke dropped the mark. Spoiled away by Graham. The ball out of place. We'll have a throw in, 70 out from the Sherwood goal. Far side of Veracity Oval, which was, enduring some rainstorms earlier in the day. The sun has come out, but the wind seems to have picked up, as you can hear through our special effects microphone, which is just my microphone, really.
It's glorious weather at the moment, actually. If it stays like this,
I might have to take my jacket off.
Yeah.
So the tap down came from Crowley. Magpies have it. They're going to go inside forward 50, looking for Nelson, who had a couple to deal with, all PBC ground level. Nelson went back in, got the handball out to Cameron, who was wrapped up in a strong tackle. Umpire is going to call a stalemate. We'll have a ball up, 35 out. Magpies into attack. Their attacking forays have been rare in this first quarter. Crowley got the handball down. In there was Hunter Hall. Another stalemate close to the boundary line.
You love to see a double effort from a big man, Jack. Nothing better than to inspire the troops.
He is an imposing figure, big Daniel Nelson. So Crowley trying to work it forward.
And you did mention this earlier too, didn't you? That this is how they want to try and score, is just this scrappy play, slowly creep forward. It's the third ball up in the forward 50.
So Nelson, he took it out of the ruck and he's wrapped up. He's going to get a free kick. No, the free kick's going to go the other way. So it must have been for a holding the ball call to the Palm Beach skipper, which is AJ Dawson. So Dawson chips up the middle and finds Sekic, who's had plenty of footy in this first quarter.
Yeah, leather poisoning at the moment. He's been racking it up.
And content to just take his 7 or 8 seconds. Called the play on now. He's going to backtrack even further, where he's got Luke Cahill in the defensive goal square. Cahill, oh, that's a shocking kick. Almost came a cropper. Orridge couldn't complete the mark, and now PBC are out through White. White's kick was good. It found Liam O'Brien, who popped some heavy contact after he marked it. O'Brien's kick into the middle was cut off by Orridge. Umpires kicked out another free kick. It's going to be a holding call going the way of Orridge. So Orridge inside the centre square, wheels around now, goes looking for a man up the middle. I think that's Cameron. And Cameron's mark, beautiful kick by Orridge, just out of the clutches of our man Sekic. And Jared Cameron from 40 metres out straight in front will have a shot at goal.
Yeah, a bit of spice to this one, Jack. The fellas are starting to fire here in this first quarter. We're seeing some pretty hard tackles and bumps being laid. So good to see, despite the scoreline, that there's plenty to play for at the moment. Straight in front, we'll see how this one goes.
So Cameron on the approach now. He strikes it from 45. He didn't seem to like it off the boot. It was always left-hand side, a minor score. So Palm Beach 4-1-25. Sherwood get their first score of the day. It's behind. They are 1 behind. It's a 24-point margin with 23 and a half minutes played first quarter at Veracity Oval as Palm Beach went to bring it in, and the little chip up the middle came awry, and we've got a stoppage 25 out from the Magpies goal, Dylan.
Yeah, and I've got to say, Jack, that from a positive, despite the scoreline, as the ball goes up and immediately goes to ground again, and here we go, the rebound is on. Great hands out, straight to ground, unfortunately, takes their time. Ping it on the far side of our field, and that's a smart kick, goes to ground once more. And they're just surging momentum, however, straight in the hands of a Magpie. And the switch is on immediately, nice sweeping kick, recovered as always. And they're just pinging it up and hoping for the best. 2-on-1 opportunity, goes to ground once more, 70 lines around this ball. And that there will most likely be a ball up, yes it is. But I have to say, Jack, considering the crazy amount of points that we saw straight off the bat, things have settled here.
Yeah, at least 10 minutes since their last goal, Palm Beach Currumbin. Trying to extract it there was Cruz for Sherwood. So ball up, Magpie side are halfway. They come up with it through Tom Fry, who wheels around onto his left foot, high up and under ball inside the 50. White, he went for the fist when he could have marked, gathers it, handballs back to Benson, who goes to the point of the square. That's a good mark taken by Jackson Graham. So can they launch here, Palm Beach Currumbin?
Yeah, the switch is on, look at the open man.
He goes to centre half back position where Cahill is marked. He had a runner coming past, and now they've got Tom Simpson in the middle of the ground. Simpson's got a man out at half forward. They've worked it well here. It was Chilmy who took the mark, ran inside forward 50, went looking for Casbolt. Good spoil, Dylan. Casbolt tried to butter up, couldn't get a hand on the football. Sherwood have held up well under pressure here. Meakin has it far side. He's had a man that's just come on from the interchange bench. He'll find him. No, coming in across in front of his teammate was Will Fletcher, the Sherwood captain. So they've worked it to half back, and that was good defence by the Magpies. With the marauding Casbolt going up the centre. Risky kick. It's picked up by Simpson. Simpson inside the 50. Handball to Ty Fitzgerald, who got it back to Simpson. Simpson had the shot on goal. Put it in the book.
And that is going to sting, Jack, having your captain set that one up for the opposition.
Well, it was a poor piece of play. The idea was there that they had men on in the centre. The kick was no good. It was cut off by Simpson. The handball from Fitzgerald back to Simpson, set him free inside the forward 50, and it was a classy finish. They get their 5th of the day. The Lions, they're 5-1-31. Sherwood 1 behind. It's a 5-goal margin with 26 and a half minutes played. Thanks to our friends at TPIL Lawyers and QAFL. Match of the day. Dylan Kimlin, Jack Fulham, your commentary team this afternoon.
PPC just looks so composed at the moment, Jack. It's taking their time and making their opposition pay.
The hands have been slick, the kicking good, and on the other end, Sherwood have just, well, their skills have let them down, but they're going to surge forward through Fletcher, high up and under ball, tracking it back was Parnell. Well, it could have been a high tackle on Ethan Duke. Umpire opted not to pay it and will pay the ball up. So an opportunity here before the quarter time siren. A goal here would be handy for the Magpies to keep them in touch at the first change as that wind starts howling up. And the umpires picked out a free kick. Don't know what that was for, but it's going the way of Harry Jones. From 25 metres out directly in front, Jones will have a shot at the Magpies' first goal of the day. We see on our replay screen here, it was for a ruck infringement. And Jones, the beneficiary. So can he cash in? Strikes it now. He struck it high, and it is right through the middle of the ground. He loved it as soon as it hit his boot, Harry Jones. And look at him come from everywhere. It must be his first QAFL goal.
Yeah, if that is the case, congratulations, mate.
They have come from absolutely everywhere, the Magpies, to get around him. And a handy goal on the eve of quarter time. Palm Beach 5-1-31, Sherwood 1-1-7, a 24-point margin with 28.5 minutes played first quarter at Veracity Oval on the Gold Coast.
Oh, isn't that picturesque, Jack? We've got a nice rainbow just in the background there of our centre bounce. We'll see if
Isn't it lovely? We've got the river out the back here. Beautiful Palm Beach Currumbin Sports Club. Might head in there for a nice cold lemonade at the end of the day.
I was eyeing off the sausage sizzle earlier when I was walking up here.
There's nothing better than a sausage sizzle.
And some Saturday footy, mate. As the ball goes up again, we have to be pretty soon to siren, I imagine. Just flying out of there and hope for the best. And here we go. And it's just put up. Ball back in the mud pit. Here we go, a little bit of composure. There's clean kicking required. Contest is on, however. Oh, taking the ground, however, from our man who's been racking it up today. Oh, and the rebound immediately. Oh, he just broke the pack. Too easy. Unfortunately, slip up is there.
Yeah, Cadbolt, he went down behind play. He's claiming some sort of interference to the umpire. Umpire not hearing it. The Magpies are going to come forward through Dylan, who went long to centre forward. Umpire's calling a hold free kick. It's going to go the way of the Magpies. So they're having plenty of opportunities late in the quarter. Quarter time siren can't be far away.
Yeah, would you take positives from that? The last 10 minutes haven't been too bad.
I'd say since about the 15-minute mark, they've been on even terms with Palm Beach Currumbin as they work it up to half forward, and 55 from home is Duke, I believe. Ball into the hot spot. White got up, fisted it away. Oh, big contest, and getting laid out was Thomas Tyne. That was a big hit, and well, the young man, he's getting to his feet, but he wore one.
Yeah, he is no good, mate. He's hobbling out. Hopefully all good.
It's a brave contest from Tyne. In Palm Beach, they extract it through Stringer. They've worked it to half back now without getting in possession. Ripped off the footy was Tyne. High up and under ball. That's a big launch from Ethan Duke. Couldn't complete the mark. All Palm Beach at ground level. Ralston wrapped up in a strong tackle by Tom Fry. Umpire calls a ball up. So 40 metres out. Siren can't be far away.
Jeez, there's been some hard hits throughout this first quarter.
It's been tight and willing in the clinches. The Magpies through Orridge. Orridge opting to backtrack. He went to Clark, who just hoisted it towards half forward, and they've got a mark on the 50-metre line. It's Will Fletcher, the skipper. Not sure he'll have the journey in him, but Siren can't be far away. He opts to just chip this one up into the pocket where he's got Cameron, who juggled it close to the boundary line, and I think the mark's been paid. No, it's going to be a throw in.
That was a terrific kick, though, to set his teammate up.
It was, and if he'd managed to take it cleanly on the first go, I think it would have been a mark, but he just juggled it on the first, grabbed it on the second, but by that time he'd travelled across the boundary line. So ball back into play. Jones got the tap. Working it forward was Stringer. There is the quarter time siren. So it's a fast start for the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions. At quarter time, on the round 12 QAFL match of the day, thanks to TPIL Lawyers. It's Palm Beach holding a 24-point lead. We'll be back with the second quarter action in just a few moments' time.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Hello and welcome back to Veracity Oval, Palm Beach, Currumbin for the QAFL, the QAFL match of the day for round 12. At quarter time, it is the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions holding a 5-1-31 lead over Sherwood 1-1-7. It was a tight, tough first quarter. Palm Beach Currumbin, they burst out of the blocks to kick the first 5 goals of the game before Sherwood seemed to level the contest later on. Calling all the action alongside me is the voice of Australian Pickleball, Dylan Kimlin. Dylan, well, we've had to do it the hard way today. It's blowing a gale. The rain has just started back. We're under duress here on the gantry, but we're ploughing on.
Yeah, it's good weather to be a duck, mate, as the ball goes down immediately, and we'll see if there can be a change here for the Magpies, considering, and this is exactly what they want, big banging left foot kick. And that one will go through for a behind, but positive clearance. Good to see.
I think that's about their first centre clearance of the day, Sherwood. They've been belted around the stoppages by the bigger bodies of Palm Beach Currumbin as they move it from defence. That's a long kick. That's travelled all the 60. There's going to be a free kick. Which way will it go? It's going the Lions' way. So it's one key at centre half back on the back flank. He's going to chip it short towards the boundary, barely the required, and he's got a mark there. So they're just happy to move it slowly with their precise ball movement, which we saw in that first quarter. Some of their chains where they went from one end of the ground to the other without ever letting a Magpie touch the footy were brilliant. So Palm Beach, they move it to half forward. Meakin came up with the footy for the Magpies. He's kicked long down the line. He's picked off by, who's that over there? Thomas Tyne. He's got a man on the flyby. They go long to half forward. Popping out the back of the pack was Beeman. He couldn't grasp the footy, and now the Magpies will come away, and they've got a man on the centre of the ground. Long kick right into that middle of the mud pit. Harry Jones couldn't take the mark. Palm Beach through White, tracking it forward. Good, clean pick up. Now high up and under kick. Oh, Thompson dropped the mark he should have taken. Set a task for his teammates at ground level. Coming up with it was Mitchell. Just dribbled one towards the outer side wing. Simpson picked it up, beat a couple, still going Simpson, now puts it on his boot inside forward 50, looking for Beeman, who flew at the footy. Coming across in front of him was Harris, knocked it towards the boundary line. We'll have a throw in, 35 out.
Yeah, classic wet weather footy here, mate. Just a lot of scramble and dropped marks. Unfortunately, viewers, the rain is starting to come down heavily since that first quarter break, and the coaching staff were very much involved during that break, Jack, we probably should say. And we're going to go once again as Magpies trying their best to get their first score for this quarter. Fast footy here. Hands still flying considering the wet ball doesn't matter. And once again, we have another 450 entrance. 3v1. Oh, good hands, good pirouette. But can they make something of it? Into the mud pit it goes. Playing a bit of tunnel ball there, and chaos on our field. And it's just an absolute scrap at the moment. It just really comes down to who will be a bit more composed with it. Once again, forward 50. Oh, here we go. An opportunity is opened. Tapping at 40 is.
Oh, Levi.
And he's popped it out, but that has gone out of bounds on the full. And once again, we've gone back to the old chaos ball, Jack.
Showing surprising agility at ground level, the big man, Levi. His kick, it slew off the side of the boot. Here come the Magpies through Clark. He's got time and space to drive it up the line. The kick too strong for Cameron, who just managed to get hands on it before it went out of bounds on the full. So we'll have a throw in right in front of the Palm Beach Currumbin interchange bench. PBC side of halfway at a soaked Veracity Oval, and look at this rain. It is teeming down and blowing right into our commentary position. So if we go off air in a sec, it's because we've drowned. Both ruckmen slipped over going at the footy. Cameron surged in there to lay a strong tackle on King. Umpire seen enough, will ball it up just inside the centre square.
Yeah, that Bradnam windows and doors uniform for our officials is drenched as the ball goes up again.
Those new uniforms are going to need some Omo later on.
Yeah, exactly right. But I'd still rather be watching footy, to be dead honest with you, as that's a nice kick down the side. On the far side of our field here, right in front of the supporters. Yeah, this is, I was about to say, that's a bit more of a composed entry for the Pies. They bang it up, and that one is well and truly into the car park. Is the car getting it dings? No.
Yeah, whoever owns the Toyota Camry there in the forward pocket, you might need a new windscreen. We're not 100% sure. We can't see.
Geez, you'd be game parking a car over there, hey?
Yeah, it's always ambitious parking your car behind the goals.
Oh, local footy. Don't we love it? And here we go once again. And that's a good run. Unfortunately, straight to ground immediately. This wet ball not making it easy to mark, and the Pies have an opportunity again as that's gone too far, unfortunately. Quick hands out, and the response is on. But we have to say, Jack, the Pies have been rebounding a lot better this quarter, and that's a good bump, good mark.
Good body work. So Beeman has it at 75 metres out, half forward flank, far side of the ground. He's called to play on now. He's waiting for runners to come at him forward of the football. He just opts to chip it forward and set a task for Crowley. Lines inside forward 50, looking for one kick. Kick went over his head, was picked off by Austin, who has it back pocket for the Magpies. So Austin, he's seen a lot of ball come his way in the key defensive post. He's just going to hoof this one long down the line to half back, flying in front. That's a good mark. Taken by Benson, I believe. That far side. And the kick inside forward 50. Coming at the football was Dillon. He was pushed in the back by Casbolt, and the free kick will go the way of Dillon.
And Benson, you just mentioned, is second thus far in the Sid Guildford Trophy leaderboard, mate. So surprised we haven't called his name plenty, and that's a great smother. And suddenly pressure is on. Big tackle, doesn't matter. And big scramble again. Oh, he somehow got it out. Hands in the middle. We'll see if they have a second goal. Oh, it's team ball here. And he's run into the post. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we've got hands up immediately. I believe that wasn't a goal. No, it's...
Oh, I think they're calling for this trainer straight away. He's run straight into the post, and I think he looked as though he was clutching at his ankle. Just trying to see who that is. I think it might be Wonke. Sam Wonke, who kicked the football, and he got the outside of the boot on it before he cannoned into the post. A lot of concern. Both trainers out there. Players are starting to huddle up, and it's not good. He seems to be in a lot of pain, the young man. So fingers crossed it's going to be all good. Umpires requested the footy back. He's managed to get to his feet now and in the hands of the trainer. So that's a brave effort from the young man Wonke, and he'll receive a well-due round of applause when he comes off the ground. Because that was a big hit up against the goal post. Always a dangerous position to be in on the AFL field. And so able to move under his own steam here, and I think they'll just walk him across the boundary line so play can get back underway. Mitchell standing in the defensive goal square for the Magpies, seemingly a little bit impatient, wanting to get the game going again. So it'll be Mitchell to bring it out. The stocky unit, I think he's got a good right foot on him here. He does. It's a dagger up the middle of the ground, but into set a task, 1 against 4, and Palm Beach Grumman to come up with it. Jack Stringer, the man, 30 out. He'll have a shot at goal, and that was, well, it was a risky kick right up the middle of the field. Kicked it into a hornet's nest, as it were. And they were able to raffle it, Palm Beach Currumbin, and Mitchell as a senior player who just needs to be better than that.
Yeah, that was a Lions dead. It was, what, a 1-on-4? Definitely tough for the mark as we have a streaming kick straight through. And the referee's just moved to the left side. And you can see that he looks all right, mate. He's just walking past to see in front of the camera.
Good effort, big fella.
Yeah, it's good to see, mate, as the streaming kick out immediately. But, oh dear, they got it again in the forward 50. Big pack fly, goes to ground. Shinier's there. Pies getting it again. Can they make something of this? They've been rebounding out of their defensive 50 multiple times here. Good mark. Took his time in the wet conditions. And yep, opts to take the mark and have a bit of a breather. Back in from this distance, Jack?
No, and he didn't back himself, which is why he's opted to chip it off to Harry Benson, 45 from home. That was well thought out by AJ Dawson, the PBC skipper, and Benson, he's got a man, it's Bierman. And Beerman from 25, slightish angle, they just worked it so well. And the Sherwood Magpies, their defence just going to sleep there.
Yeah, it's exactly right, mate.
Two players that shouldn't be left on their own, and were just able to run up at the football, find some space, and it's just the cardinal sin at this level of football.
Yeah, Coach Killer, that's for sure. And we haven't had any multiple goal kickers thus far. It's been a complete team effort. Kickers there, and once again, that left side of the goals has been a bit of a magnet at the moment, Jack. There's immediate response here from the Pies. They bang it out, 60-metre kick straight to the middle of the ground. Ball is up. Oh, nearly took the grab. Oh, they get it in again. Oof, big pack. Snap is there, open, goal square. It's gone through, and there we go. Get around him. There's the local celebrating.
Liam O'Brien's been caught, touched off the boot.
Oh, dear.
Oh, where's your sense of occasion, umpire? It's robbed us of our goal of the day. But a let off of the Magpies as they come up the middle. It's Cruz who has it. Wheels around onto that left boot. He's got a man far side wing. It's Fry. That's a nice involvement, Fry.
Yep.
Fry looking for runners to come at him. Palm Beach, they managed to scramble the defence, get plenty of players back. It's a long high kick towards half-back. Sekic couldn't take the mark. The ground level was Cahill. He was taken in a strong tackle and will have a ball up 55 from the Lions goal. Or from the Magpie goal, in fact.
Yeah, Jack, fair to say the rain has stopped again, which is obviously a positive thing. The wind is still there, viewers. You can still hear it blowing through our microphones. It's coughed up immediately. And straight to ground again. There's a big gang tackle. And unfortunately, the scoreboard pressure just slowly building here as we're halfway through our second quarter.
So 27-point margin. Palm Beach 5-5-35. Sherwood 1-2-8. At Veracity Oval for QAFL match of the day, round 12. Dylan Kimlin, Jack Fulham, your commentators. The Lions, they work it away. It's a high up and under ball. Casbolt got up really high. Had a lot of the footy, couldn't complete the mark. Simpson twisting and turning, managed to work himself free. Handball to Crawley, who goes into the middle of the field, finds our man Sekic, who wheels around with those fluoro boots, goes far side of the ground where he's found a man out. It's Hunter Hall. That was a beautiful kick by Sekic. Hall looking for a runner to come up at him. Simpson, he's mowed it onto that side of the ground. It was good running, but Hall opts to go across his defensive goal face where he finds Tyne, who's got a man out far side, who can run, carry the football up towards centre wing, and now they move it inboard looking for Reece King. Good mark. Came up with it, straight to his feet, went inside looking for Casbolt, hit him on the tip.
Jeez, that is some good footy there from PBC. And you've got to say, they had a defensive switch, go to the far side of our field, two kicks straight in the middle and right in front.
They went one side to the other, and the Sherwood defence just couldn't go with them, and it ended up in the breadbasket of Levi Casbolt, who 25 metres out. And have a look at his second of the day, I believe. Yep, he's going for two. Big Leviticus on the runway now. That unorthodox ball drop, but it does the job. Levi's kick two. Palm Beach have 6. With 12 and a half minutes played, second quarter, and they're running away with this one. 33-point margin.
Jack, you reckon the oval we're at right now would have to be up there with one of the most picturesque around the grounds, besides our mud pit at the moment, but we do have the lovely water right near the grounds. And
this is beautiful. It's my first time at Veracity Oval, and lots of palm trees lining the edge of the ground. And I always love the local footy vibe of cars parked around the perimeter, and shows how far this competition has come, though. It's a beautiful ground here at Palm Beach, Currumbin, and the home team, they're doing it easy. It's Crowley in the ruck, socket forward by Simpson. It's going to end up inside 50. Graham tracking the football, couldn't pick it up. A couple of players opting to go off the ground. Now a strong tackle laid. They've got plenty of numbers around the football, Palm Beach Currumbin. This is going to end up in the hands of Simpson, who ran it right to the goal line. And has he managed to kick a goal? He has. The umpire's going to pay it. He was tackled as he kicked it, managed to get boot to ball. And Tom Simpson, he's running amok this afternoon. He's had plenty of the football, and now he's kicked his second goal. And look at the front of his jersey too, just caked in mud. He has been everywhere. He's been on the bottom of packs. He's been covering plenty of kilometres around the ground and now hitting the scoreboard with a vengeance.
Oh, it's just a great example of not giving up. That was a pretty scrappy play, and he just kept charging forward. Got a result for his efforts. As thus far, it's been all one way here in Palm Beach, Currumbin. Wet weather footy for your Saturday afternoon. And immediately, it's been a repeat tale. A clearance won again down the close side of our camera here. They help to take their time. Hands option is there. Doesn't take it. Goes down the line. And that's been tapped over and into our young fans here on the sidelines. Always good to see young footy fellas down here and young footy ladies watching our players.
Those kickers, they might be involved at half time.
Oh, yeah, kick the kick. Ooh, we've got a bit of a
little bit going on off the ball as Sam Graham copped some treatment from Xavier McKnight. Umpire said, come on, settle down, boys. Ball back into play. Liam O'Brien just thumped it into the centre of the ground. A couple of players converge on the footy. We'll have a ball up just inside the centre square. Palm Beach into attack. Crowley got the handball, or the hit out down to Benson, who was wrapped up. We'll have another stoppage.
Benson's had a pretty good game today, mate. We've called his name a lot.
We sure have. He's second in the coaches' votes for a reason. As he gets boot to ball here, the kick went all of about 5 metres, just thumped forward for PBC. Coming up was King. Couldn't escape the clutches of his opposite number, Tristan Meakin. We'll have another ball up, 35 out.
And once again, question's been asked as it's in the defensive 50. And they get ball to ground. He just pirouettes. Everyone shimmy is there. Big kick. But he's pinged it to the wide side. Unfortunately, geez, they would have got around him. Terrific effort.
That was our man, Ty Fitzgerald. Oh, almost kicking one of the goals of the day.
Family just under us here in our commentary booth. Pies have opted to bang it out once more. Sherwood desperately needing some points on the board. And look at that.
Jed Harrison with a massive spoil. And his teammates have got around him on his way back to fullback.
I love seeing a spoil, mate. It's almost like an unsung hero effort in footy, right? Big fist to get it out. Ball up once more here, very close to our camera on the broadcast for your Saturday afternoon. Wobbly ball, the oval ball doing his thing, pinged in again. Ball is up, big fella goes up. Unfortunately gets ball to ground. Oh, recovers his own if you don't mind. Big kick, one-on-one. Oh, strong hands and a snap. And it looks like that is a goal. Terrific effort, and they can do no wrong here, Jack. And that's Beamkin, is it?
Corey Beeman.
Yeah, Beeman. The locals honking the horns in celebration as well.
He's got a couple, so they're out to a 46-point margin. 17.5 minutes played second quarter on the QAFL round 12 match of the day. Palm Beach 8-6-54, Sherwood 1-2-8. Corey Beeman, he's been active at ground level, and that was just a strong contest. Got rid of his man, managed to evade the tackle, bob up, kick a goal, and they are dominating this game. And showing why they're a top of the table team. Just the one loss and a draw in season 2025 for Palm Beach. They are an elite outfit at this level of the game. Getting up the middle is Harris. They're going to work it forward here through Fry. High up and under ball. Cameron couldn't get hands on it. Was punched away by Hunter Hall. And back in there for the Magpies was Croyce, who moved it forward. Magpies got a free kick here. It's for a push in the back. It's going to go the way of Croyce. 55 out. He wants to move it quickly. He goes across the 50-metre arc. The kick overshot his man and was picked up by Chilmy, who just wants to slow this one down. Short chip kick to Simpson, who's been everywhere. And Simpson goes long to the outer side where White has found some space. Took it with the one Duke, controlled it. The kick inside 50 was poor. Austin couldn't take the mark, but he's going to get some umpire support because he was taken high. So Austin wants to move the ball quickly into the point of the centre square. He's found a man leaning up at the football. That was Slater. So Slater to half forward. That's a good kick. Ends up in the hands of Orridge. To half forward. Another good kick. Finds Will Fletcher, the captain, who plays on. from 45 metres out. He just goes to the hot spot. It was punched away by our man Sekic. And all Palm Beach at the fall of the footy. Here's Graham going up the line. The kick was poor. Cut off by Campbell, so they'll get another entry, the Magpies. Campbell just whacks this one to the hot spot, getting out the back and taking a strong mark. I think it was Fletcher. Inspirational work from the skipper. And he'll have a mark from a tightish angle, 10 to 15 metres out.
Jack, I've got to say, that's probably some of the cleanest footy we've seen today from the Pies. It's good to see. Fletcher opting to kick it in the middle. Geez, how many hands went up for that? Somehow it wasn't touched. But cleaner angle here.
Yeah, so the distance is greater, but the angle is less. And Tom Fry from right in front, 30 metres out, to kick their second of the day.
And that is a drenched uniform he's got on at the moment. We've called Fry a couple of times throughout this quarter. Is that a good one thus far?
He has been good, Tom Fry, one of their leaders. On approach now. This one to cut the margin back to 40 points. He strikes it. It's fading away to the right-hand side. It didn't look good off the boot. And another minor score. So just a goal they simply need to kick Sherwood, and they missed another one. So the margin's 45 points. Palm Beach 8-6-54. Sherwood 1-3-9. 20 and a half minutes played, second quarter on the TPIL Lawyers match of the day.
Another ding to that Camry as well. Game parking there as the ball straight up near the mud pit, and good hands straight to ground, and here we go. The run is on as they opt to pirouette. Hands are out.
Some space out the back here.
Unfortunately,
ball's not going to get to him, though.
Yep. And a solid defensive effort considering the flow was all one-way traffic. Heavy scrap. And it looks like it'll come up again. Geez, they just get it into the centre so quickly.
Very efficient with their ball movement, Palm Beach Currumbin. They're a well-drilled operation. St Kilda legend David Armitage calling the shots in the coach's box. They're a force to be reckoned with this season. And I'll tell you what, the halftime break can't come soon enough for both Sherwood and myself, because I could do with a pie to just warm me up. Anyone below us want to get me a 4 and 20? That's all right. I owe you.
We've got our fans that we were talking to earlier asking about the broadcast. We could maybe get some tomato sauce our way from those guys, as it's once again on the far side of our field here for the TPIL Lawyers Saturday of footy, and immediately tapped down again. And Jack, I'll give you some score updates around the grounds while we're just waiting for our ball up. At the moment it's all one way from Maroochydore up against Cooperoo, 59-8. Nearly identical scoreline to what we currently have as that ball goes up again. Too big. Is that hands in the back? Yes.
It could be 52 because he just threw it at the opposite number, Levi Casbolt. But no, just going to be the free kick the way of Harris, who chips it up inside 50. Sekic got up high. He was tunnelled from below and landed on the small of his back, and his teammates have come in to remonstrate. That was dangerous, but Sekic is straight back to his feet. And we've got a couple of whistles here telling him to go back over the mark, is it? Yeah, he'll have to go back over the mark and take his free kick.
Corky and a half. Thankfully, we haven't really seen any injuries today. We had the collision with the goalpost earlier today, but everything looks all good thus far.
Haven't seen one kid come back onto the field after that incident with the post, so hopefully he's going to be okay. We might find out at halftime his status update, as Sekic just did a 360 and then kicked it up the line. That's a good mark taken on the far side there. So PBC content to methodically move it up the line. Graham has it, far side of the ground.
Probably should say the wind is heavily blowing in favour of the gentleman with the ball thus far. They opt to go in against the wind. Geez, that's an interesting one there, Jack. However, the mark's taken. Good grab considering the wet conditions. Just punching it here to our side of the field.
So White did well. He goes further afield and finds time. He chips it up to the halfback position. Magpies have done well to get a hand on it and knock it forward. Time buttering up after the football. Could have been taken without the ball. Umpire said he was legged, and he'll get the free kick where the 50 intersects the boundary line. Broadcast side of the ground. Quick kick forward, and it's ended up on the chest of Reece King. He's got it in front of the sports club there.
imagine they'll be busy today, mate, considering the scoreline as well after this one. So they have to pop it up. Big pack grab. As that comes down, cheeky pop up there. Maybe scrap once more. And Jack for Morningside taking on Aspley, currently 56-11 going the way of Morningside. We've got big scores all around the grounds at the moment.
It seems the weather's a little bit drier up in Brisbane and on the sunny coast. As Bailey Thompson's escorted across the line.
Redland, Victoria Point currently up 66-7 against Noosa. We don't have a close game around the grounds at the moment. They're all high scoring for one particular way as the ball goes up again. Big fellas go head to head. Good clearance again. And look at this. Hands are pushed out right in front of our camera here. Opportunity. Open goal square. Left foot if you don't mind. And that is brilliant.
What a finish.
Big fist pump. And no wonder. Terrific effort there.
Reece King found some space out the back of the stoppage. Burst inside 50 and the kick. The finish on the left foot was sublime from Reece King.
Yeah. You'll like that clip. I guarantee you'll be posting that one later on today here live on YouTube. Hope all of our viewers at home are enjoying warmer conditions than what we currently are, Jack. It's been all one-way traffic at the moment. Scoreline at 9-6-60 to 1-3-9. Here getting towards the end of our second quarter.
This is what I don't understand, Dylan. They've painted an extra centre circle closer to one side of the centre square where it's less muddy, but they just opt to walk straight into the middle of the ground and just ball it up in the mud pit. I don't understand that sometimes. There's Palm Beach Currumbin coming forward. Austin doing well for the Magpies. He goes in again. And a strong tackle laid on Croyson. Ball up.
There's probably mums all around the country watching this right now to just think, yeah, fellas just got to go and get dirty as the ball gets popped up again. And that's just been big fist to it. Trying to get rid of it, doesn't matter. Play on over in the mud pit. And that's solid hands into forward 50 again. He goes up, straight to ground immediately. The Pies defending madly here. Great tackle.
Ty Fitzgerald, the mad dog. Oh, ran through a couple, big Ty Fitzgerald. He's an imposing fella.
We've got some fired up family members right next to our booth here. They're liking what they're seeing here for PBC.
They'll have a throw in. 25 out from the Lions goal. Casbolt got front position, got the tap. King tracking it, beat a tackle, beat two tackles, managed to get a handball on it. It was cut off by Dylan. Dylan still fumbling on hands and knees. Harris picked the footy up, just tried to work it forward. So did Orridge. Diving in there was Beeman. And we'll have another ball up.
Jack, it's rough.
Right on the arc.
So many Pies jerseys there, but just no one able to get it out.
27.5 minutes played, second quarter. Coming up with it was Meakin. His handball found Croyce, and Croyce is going to get a free kick for a too-high tackle. Handball to Orridge, who sends it down the line where he's got a man out. Came off the chest of McKnight. Close to the boundary line was Parnell. And now Crowley has it for Palm Beach Currumbin. Chips into the back pocket and finds Graham.
This is where they've been dangerous for most of the game, Jack. With the switch, they don't look like they're opting to use it this time around, however.
So Graham, short kick to Benson, who gives it back to a running Graham. He's forced to retreat some ground. Handball Kamarai. Getting involved was Fletcher for the Magpies. He beat a couple of tackles, went again with the handball forward. Putting his head over the footy was Hunter Hall. And we'll have the ball up just inside the Magpies. Forward 50, 45 out from goal. They're attacking the right of your screen in the second quarter. It'll just be minutes to go. The Lions holding a 51-point lead on the QAFL round 12 match of the day. Jack Fulham, Dylan Kimlin, your commentators. We get another stoppage.
Just Sherwood just haven't been able to get the ball out, Jack. Clearances have definitely gone one way in particular. As once again the ball goes up, and once again clearance is won from PBC. He's opted to take his time. Hands are good. Just once again thumping it in. Bit of a mongrel kick. Immediately pack grab, but here we go. They're on again. Pinging it down here close to our side of the field. Hands are up. Ooh, goes straight to ground, and that'll go to the sideline. Right in front of our rabid fan base here at Palm Beach, Currumbin. Wet weather footy here for your Saturday afternoon. TPIL lawyers. And that particular referee, Jack, is drenched. Bringing it in.
He's seen a bit of water. So ball back into play. It's a good throw in though from the young fella. Crowley just got bowled over by Harris. Fletcher in there. So is Duke. Duke got boot on ball. Put it inside the 50. Was punched away. Jones handballed it forward. Got it back to his skipper Fletcher. Just went with a clever over-the-shoulder handball. Back to Xavier McKnight, who went top of the square. Two lines spoiled each other. White did well at ground level to just work it towards the boundary. Still going wide. That's a fantastic effort. Gained 40 metres without ever picking up and getting a clean disposal. And eventually the boundary line beats all of them. But Marcus White, sensational effort. Just kept paddling the ball forward. Kept paddling it forward. Came under enormous pressure and managed to get the ball out of bounds. That will feature prominently in David Armiger's review of this game.
Yeah, for effective meters gained, there's been multiple opportunities here where White has done exactly that. It's great to see. And look, speak of him, here he is again.
Pops up again. Marcus White with that shiny toe ball of his. Just starting to glisten as the floodlights come on here at Veracity Oval. His kick to half back was cut off. Plenty of lines around the football. They work it back to Graham, who goes long up the line and finding some space in the centre square was King. Coming across well was Bailey Thompson, who managed to spoil it. They've got a man out in space. It's Chilmy. Can he get in front of the boundary line? He can, but the siren has beaten Chilmy. So at half-time at Veracity Oval, Palm Beach Currumbin head into the long break, holding a 51-point advantage. They've dominated this first half. Palm Beach 9-6-60, Sherwood 1-3-9. We'll take a quick break and be back with all the match of the day action in the third quarter. Stand by.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
to Veracity Oval for the QAFL match of the day, round 12, thanks to our friends at TPIL Lawyers. And at half-time, it is the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions holding a 51-point lead over the Sherwood Magpies. Wet, wild conditions down here on the Gold Coast for the match of the day. Jack Full and Dylan Killen, your commentators for this afternoon's match. And Dylan, before we start the third quarter action, let's go around the ground to get the half-time QAFL scores.
Yeah, when you're talking about wet and wild, we are in Gold Coast there, and my goodness, the wet weathers are affecting everywhere, it looks like, as Maroochydore up against Coorparoo 61-9, Morningside up against Aspley 56-26, 75-13 going the way of Redland Victoria, Point up against Noosa, Palm Beach obviously up 60-9 against Sherwood, Service Paradise 34 to Mount Gravatt, and the final scoreline of 53-21 going the way of Broadbeach against Wilson Grange.
All right, let's get play back underway for the third quarter. And Sherwood, they'll just be looking for an improved effort on that first half and try and cut into this margin. It's 51 points in favour of the Lions, and they're going to get first use out of the middle. Coming up with it was Fry for the Magpies. Eventually, Crowley for the Lions gets a kick forward. Great pick-up from Liam O'Brien. Went to the top of the goal square. It's going to dribble through. Perfect start to the third quarter for Palm Beach Currumbin. Liam O'Brien kicks his second of the day. And they are waltzing away with this one. And the second half, it starts the way the first half ended, with Palm Beach Currumbin dominating 55-point margin.
You reckon that was drawn up at the halftime, Jack? That clearance straight to the 450 and then a quick goal?
Absolutely not, but they'll take it.
Yeah, coaching staff reviewing this footage will be like, mate, you boys don't know what you're talking about. We definitely meant that.
Well, you're right on one count.
But either way, they would be very happy in the coach's booth. But for Sherwood, it's doom and gloom at the moment as the ball goes up again over at the mud pit. It's been very prevalent in this match. And another quick scrap. And very much similar to what we saw in the first quarter. Viewers, a lot of balls up and wet weather footy on display here as another rack battle underway. And the clearance heavily needed for Sherwood. They haven't won many of them today. And here we go. They proved Dylan wrong immediately. Ball into the 450. It's good to see. Heavy contest. High bouncing ball. And we have an opportunity. No. Farm is good. Hands out. And another scrap. Not too far out from the goal centre. But I've got to say that's a bit more of a positive set of play there for the Magpies considering the scoreline.
So ball up, working it forward was Fitzgerald, our man. His kick came off hands. Tracking it was Dawson, the Lions skipper. Here's our man White with the ball head. Couldn't pick up the footy. The boundary line beats him. So we'll throw in 55 out on Lions goal, or from the Magpies goal.
Jack, you may have just called some of our best on ground in that passage of play. Those two fellas have been elite today.
They have, especially Marcus White. He's been one of the linchpins down back and across the wing for Palm Beach Currumbin. There's ball back into play. Harris got front position and tapped it down. McKnight could have been taken high. Big pack of players. Harris putting his head over the footy. And eventually it's going to be Tom Simpson, who was also prominent in that first half and second quarter especially. He hit the scoreboard. He's wrapped up, and you can see the front of his jumper is going to need a real good go over because it is caked in mud. The ball back into play, and Harry Benson laying a strong tackle. We'll have another ball up just outside the Sherwood Magpies forward 50. Ticking over 3 minutes travelled this third quarter. Soccer towards the boundary line. Both sets of players appealing for out on the full. Who's going to get the free kick? It's going to go the Magpies' way. So they'll get their first forward foray in this second half of the game. They're going to have to go long because a lot of numbers back. It's a shallow entry. Came off the hands of O'Brien. White was there. Managed to get a handball out. Meakin put his head over the footy and try to extract it. Nothing doing. The ball up 40 out.
Yeah, and it was an interesting entry straight into the front line. Well, we've just seen earlier the same passage as the ball goes down again. But it's just been scrappy play thus far. Questions being asked? No. Official will see to it once more. Some of those white and black uniforms absolutely drenched as the tap goes down. And speaking of drenched uniforms, look at him go. And unfortunately, didn't get a clean kick to it, popped it straight up. The ball goes to ground once more as the Magpies doing what they can to try and have an efficient entry, but it seems to be the problem, Jack. They get to that first 10 or so metres of the 450 and can't do much with it.
Yeah, the pressure around the contest for Palm Beach Currumbin has been elite throughout the match. As Fletcher fashions a kick forward, went through a few sets of hands. Laying over the top of it was Croyce. He's wrapped up and we'll have another ball up. He's just inside the 50-metre arc on the far side of Veracity Oval. Palm Beach Currumbin holding a 57-point lead. 4.5 minutes played. Quick kick out of the pack, goes top of the goal square, and getting back, taking a strong mark was Dylan Nelson, the big fella. Took it on the edge of the goal square, so I think the umpire's going to make him come around and take it from the tightest possible angle.
Strong grab, and we've got to say, viewers, the wind is heavily blowing towards the direction of kicker at hand at the moment on the far side of our screen. What do you expect, Jack?
So,
check side?
Nelson, he's been starved of opportunities. He does look like a right footer, so I think check side's going to be the go. From 15 metres out, he does go with the outside with the boot, and he has missed it. Couldn't bend it around fast enough. Missed to the left-hand side. Another minor score for Sherwood. It's 1-4-10 Sherwood. Palm Beach Currumbin 10-6-66. And they'll bring it back in, the Lions. So looking broadcast side, it's a long kick. This one gets to around 80 out. Fitzgerald allowed to fly at the football uncontested, took it on his chest. Wheels around with a long ball looking for Beeman. Knocked away from him by Orridge. The tap-on was clever by O'Brien, but the boundary line beats everyone. We'll have a throw in 55 out from the Lions goal.
Geez, how quickly they get to that, offensive position, considering there was only a couple of kicks, and immediately we're seeing the Sherwood side under pressure once more.
And we've seen that intent, especially when they get the ball around half-back, just to take the mark and waste no time, wheel around and go as quickly as they can. Where Sherwood have been kind of stunted in their ball movement, as Palm Beach Currumbin, they've kicked another one. They've kicked another one. I think it's Hunter Hall down there, who's bobbed up with the footy and managed to come up with 6 points.
Yeah, we've called Hunter's name quite a bit today as well. Is that just another player from PBC that's been racking them up?
My apologies. I think it's Sam Chilmey, number 30.
Had a terrific first quarter. A little bit quiet in the second, but he's bounced back immediately after the first half break.
Small forward. And up towards 7 minutes plays third quarter. It's Palm Beach leading 11-6-72 Sherwood, 1-4-10, 62 points the margin. This one's starting to get ugly as the floodlights here at Palm Beach take full effect. Haven't seen a lot of sun today. Hopefully we might see it again in the second half. Fletcher bringing it out for Sherwood. He goes towards half forward, looking for McKnight. The ball was knocked away from him. Graham was there. They work it back to Jackson Graham, and now to his skipper AJ Dawson. Goes across the defensive goalpost. Risky kick. O'Brien fumbled it. Had time to go back, gather, and go towards half back, and a diving mark taken there. Well done, Benson.
Jeez, O'Brien did well under pressure. Kick to slow things down. Officials said to play on.
They were rushed but never panicked as Benson chips it back to Sekic. Deep in his defensive 50. The kick up the middle was risky. Cahill, handball set a task for Graham. Graham's got plenty of time to backtrack, pick up the football, hand it off to his brother, who goes back to Cahill by hand. Cahill tried to beat a tackle, got a handball away. Harrison, kick up the line. It ends up in the breadbasket of Jackson Graham. The Palm Beach Currumbin further afield, and the ball's going out of bounds far side of Veracity Oval.
Yeah, and the Veracity Oval fans are still out in force, viewers, despite the weather. We've had a strong turnout here down in Gold Coast. Great to see. Once again, a big thank you to Bradman Windows and Doors getting behind our officials. As once again, we see the ball coming in on our far side of the field from broadcast. And a high one of that. Straight immediately goes to ground. And quick hands here, and the clearance once again won PBC. And hometown team doing very well for your Saturday afternoon of footy. And it looks like it'll go to the sideline once more. Jack, is there anyone that immediately screams out thus far that might be in consideration of the votes today?
Well, I think Marcus White has been fantastic across halfback. He set up a lot of Palm Beach Currumbin's forward forays. Tom Simpson, the diminutive figure in the middle with the tattoos, he's been unreal. And yeah, there's been a couple others. I thought Levi Casbolt, while he hasn't grasped too many marks, he almost took one there, has been very strong in the contest. So Palm Beach Currumbin working it forward. Ball's 25 out from home. Ball's going to go out over the line.
Jeez, he's an intimidating presence in the forward line, isn't he? And two players on him then trying their best to get ball to ground.
And that's it. And when you have someone like Levi Casbolt that can attract 2 or 3 defenders to spoil the ball away from him, it just creates a smorgasbord for their small forwards. And their small forwards have gone to work today, all because of the work of Levi Casbolt as he knocks it out of the ruck. Here's Benson backtracking, got it to Hunter Hall, who went to the hot spot through the hands of a couple Magpies. Working over it was Benson, and we're going to get a free kick. So Magpies will get out of danger, Dylan.
Yeah, it looks like it was in the back, and once again they're trying to get out of their defensive 50. Hopefully Sherwood can get something going with this as they ping it down to our side of the broadcast end of the field. Oh, he's gone for a hanger. It hasn't gone through. Ball to ground once more. BBC flinging it around here, but we got nice open play down the sideline. Keeps it in. Right in front of our camera here at Palm Beach Currumbin. Big hands. No one able to make much of it. Ooh, big tackle. And that gentleman, we've read his name out plenty of times as well. His 450 entry is good in the dangerous spot. Your man White there gets the ball, picks it up cleanly. Goes for a second effort, third effort, and hands it out. This is good to see. Clean play once more. Shinny is good. Yeah, he has it. He has it. He's opted to just get it out of there. Not entirely sure what was happening there, Jack. Did he think he was on the wrong side of the field, mate?
For a second, she just managed to get boot to ball as he was being run down, and we've got a Sherwood player down. It's Croyce, who looks to be in a lot of pain, clutching at perhaps an arm or a wrist. He's hit high, maybe it's a shoulder. Struggling to tell which, but he gets to his feet and he stands to mark it. Yeah, it's definitely a shoulder collarbone. He seems to be in a lot of pain, the young man. The trainers, as soon as this ball gets kicked, they're going to go in and attend to him. He's going to come straight off the field. So the ball went along in the Casbolt direction, came off his hand. Clever handball from King. He found O'Brien out wide. O'Brien goes inside forward 50. And Beeman's found some space out the back. And he has it 35 out, tightish angle, and he can go back, have a shot on goal, and he's just content to take his time, weigh up his options,
that is
line up this kick.
It's the story of today. We've seen multiple times where they're in their defensive 50, 1 or 2 kicks, and immediately they're going for goal. It's just dangerous. What can you do against that, Jack?
You can't. The ball movement has just been expressed, and they're getting first use, these Palm Beach Currumbin forwards. So Beeman on the approach now. He strikes it. He started it near side and it stayed there. So a let off for the Magpies. Palm Beach moved to 11-7-73. Sherwood 1-4-10. 63 points the margin. 12.5 minutes played on QAFL round 12. Match of the day thanks to TPIL lawyers.
Yeah, and immediately we go to ground again. And it's BBC opting to take a bit more of a slower approach. Smother is there, pinged into the... Oh, no, don't take out the burgers and the sausage sizzle over there with the fans. Ball out. They're happy to get some touches on it. I imagine the Palm Beach Currumbin fans would be very pleased with the effort of their side today for your Saturday afternoon of footy. Ball up once more. And the tap is solid. And once again, another clearance in the way of Palm Beach Currumbin. The ball goes up in the 450 and great mark. Taken overhead. Yes, please. And the big fella once again has a shot for his third today. He's been pretty dominant up in the forward line thus far, Jack.
He has Levi Casbolt. He's an intimidating presence. Over 150 games across the Suns and the Blues in the AFL. His first season at the local level.
As Casbolt comes in once again, striding through, kicks it cleanly. And he has had a very successful day thus far in front of the sticks. That's his third goal, 1 point for him today. And the horns are blaring here at Palm Beach, Currumbin, and the sun is threatening to come out. We hope it does. And this wet weather footy, beautiful match here for the home side as 12-7-79 up against Sherwood's 1-4-10. We have made it to double figures, Jack, so that's a positive.
We love saying that. 69 points, the margin. 14 and a quarter minutes played on match of the day, third quarter. Palm Beach flexing their premiership credentials in this one. Ball back in the middle, it'll be Crowley and Harris doing the ruck work. Crowley thumped it forward. It ended up in the hands of Fry. Got it back and now a kick towards half forward for the Magpies. Cameron attacking the footy and then butted up to lay a strong tackle on Hunter Hall. We'll have a ball up just outside the Magpies forward 50.
We've seen Cameron drill a couple of people close to us here on broadside side of the field as the forward 50 entry is good. Scrambling defense here, however, does well, gets hands out, but in the danger zone here as Sherwood are threatening. The official's whistle has been blown, and we'll see what the call is. It looks like, is that an incorrect disposal, Jack? And it looks like the Sherwood
free kick's going to go the way of Xavier McKnight.
Second opportunity here for their second goal. Much needed heavy scoreline going the way of their opposition at the moment. And this would be a hopefully one to get the Sherwood fellas a little bit more pleased with the results. Left foot kick, and that is unfortunately going the way of the sideline. And I've seen that happen a couple of times today, Jack.
Yeah, as soon as he hit it, he didn't like it and smashed his boot into the turf and looked visibly frustrated. Xavier McKnight, he's tried hard. So White to take the kick in, just takes some charity yardage and heaves this one up. It's a long kick, it almost getting towards halfway. It came off the back of the pack. Going through with Slater. Slater with a clean kick to half forward, found Campbell. Now Campbell gets off the mark. He wants to wheel around. He's got some men out here on the broadcast side. He's got Meakin doing cartwheels looking for the footy. He decides to go inside forward 50, and Sherwood are going to get a free kick for a push in the back.
Yeah,
the free kick will go the way of Parnell.
It's not only the wind and rain that Sherwood have to worry about, they've got the car horns blaring as well as the locals making their presence known.
That actually sounds like someone might be having their car stolen at the moment.
You did mention youngsters earlier today.
Or a 3-year-old.
Yeah, I think it might be. Local toddlers here.
So Angus Parnell, the man in the 46 jumper for Sherwood, from 45 metres out. He's given it a good ride. It's come back. He's kicked a goal.
Yeah, well struck.
Reward for effort for the Magpies. Angus Parnell gets his first of the day. They get their second. They still trail Palm Beach Currumbin, but some reward for effort. So they have dug in this third quarter. 17 minutes played. It's Palm Beach 12-7-79. Sherwood 12-5-17. It's a 62-point margin.
Silver linings though, Jack. I mean, like their entrance was a lot more cleaner in that instance, and I think you got to try and take positives in a bit of a blowout like this. And it was a well struck kick.
Big Daniel Nelson back onto the ground. He's an intimidating presence. TPIL Lawyers match of the day. Levi Casbolt pinch hitting in the ruck as Tom Simpson just hacked it out of mid-air. It ends up in the hands of Tristan Meakin for the Magpies, and Meakin goes towards half forward where Cameron led up at the footy. He was just pushed off it by Hall. Hall went back to gather. Kick off the ground by Slater. Ended up with Dillon. And now a big tackle laid on Ethan Harris, and he was smashed, and he's still down, Harris.
A bit of a David v. Goliath at the moment. That run-down tackle. Taking down the big man.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's landed on his head or what's happened to him, but he looks to be quite groggy getting up to take his kick. He just chips it inside forward 50. It wasn't a good kick. Cameron had a chance. Couldn't pick up the footy. Nelson steaming out, gathering the football. Handball towards Meakin. Picked up by Benson. Palm Beach going to work it out through Simpson. Clever handball over the top. A little bit too hot for Fitzgerald. He's just a mad dog, isn't he, Fitzgerald? He wants the smoke with everybody. Getting stuck into Isaac McCarthy. He certainly brings the energy. We'll have a throw in.
Jack, you feel that Cameron started to lift here for Sherwood. We've called his name quite a bit in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
He's been prominent. He's trying to straighten them up, leading straight at the footy. Clever tap by Casbolt, was picked up by King, who burst clear of the stoppage towards half forward. Good kick, found Crowley on the chest. Close to the boundary line, he took it sliding across the line. He gets to his feet quickly. Wants to move it on before the Magpies can get too many players back. And now the big hoof into the forward pocket. Casbolt got a clean run at the footy, couldn't grasp the mark. Mitchell did well for the Magpies at ground level. Going in there was Chilmy. Chilmy still on hands and knees going after it. So is Jackson Graham. Lions come up with it. Long kick out of defence towards centre wing. Sekic, our man, getting back with the two-tone hair and the fluoro boots. He did well to O'Brien. O'Brien copped some treatment after he kicked it. It's going to be a downfield free kick, and it's going to end up in the arms of Tom Simpson.
And they're fiery here on the sideline as well. And the officials immediately run over to try and clean things up.
So Tom Simpson, I don't think he's got the range in him. He's going to go back and try and have a shot from 55 metres out. He's given it a fair old hoof. It's offline. I don't think it'll make the distance. Casbolt got rid of his man, took a strong mark on the goal line forward pocket. And from a tight angle, Big Levi opts to play on, goes across goal. He's found a man.
If you don't mind, that's a one-step, 40-metre ping in between 3 players to set his teammate up.
And it's Harry Benson, who currently is second in the coaches' votes. He's been a titan so far this season for Palm Beach Currumbin, and this to make his day just a little bit better with a set shot from 35 metres out. On the approach now, Benson strikes it beautifully. It's straight through the middle. It appeared as though he didn't like it off the boot, but he's just trying to downplay the celebrations. His teammates get around him now. Another goal for Palm Beach Currumbin. And this one, well, it's getting ugly. 68 points the margin, 21 minutes played. Palm Beach 13-7-85, Sherwood 2-5-17. How long do you reckon we've got to go in this quarter, Dylan? Probably 3 to 4 minutes maybe?
Yeah, we are getting towards the pointy end of the stick for the third here. And it's all one-way traffic at the moment. Going the way of the hometown heroes. Good crowd here. Palm Beach Currumbin. The sun's out again. Gold Coast playing tricks with us here weather-wise.
Yeah, bipolar weather.
It's not what we get in Melbourne, mate. As the ball goes out. Oh, there we go. A bit of a shimmy, and immediately 450 entrance is good. Scrambling effort for the defence, and that'll be taken over the boundary line. Right in front of the sports club. Bradman's windows and doors official pops it up once more, and Sherwood on the defensive effort again, trying to get an effective clearance. They haven't had much luck in that avenue, but they do. And here we go, the opportunity is on, but strong tackle from White. Doesn't matter, ball goes up. Big pack grab, screamer. He is having
Levi.
a thriller today. Unfortunately, kicks it straight back to the opposition.
So Tristan Megan on the halfback flank tried to sell some candy to Benson. Eventually forced into just a high up and under kick, and Big Levi is back to claim that one. He switches it into the middle of the ground. Graham receives the handball from Dawson. He goes further afield to the half-forward flank where Simpson, clean pick-up, gave it back to a running Graham who had a man hot on his tail. Handball forward to Fitzgerald. They're going to go inside 50 here, and they've got a man out. It's Reece King who's marked forward pocket.
Oh, that was all from Graham then. Terrific effort for the run and gun, and have another opportunity to ping it in outside of 50. Take a big leg to get this one done, Jack.
And now just a chip forward, clever ball, and they work it a little bit closer to goal. So the shot will be from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. I think this is Reece King.
And the wind is blowing against him here, viewers.
It's hard with all the mud taking a few of the front numbers. So King, I'm going to call it King. On the approach now, he's made sweet contact with it. Put it straight through the middle. Another one for Palm Beach. 14-7-91, Sherwood 2-5-17. 74-point margin. 24 minutes played, third quarter on the QAFL match of the day.
Yeah, car insurance companies around the country terrified when Palm Beach Currumbin on the field. That one is another clean kick. 14, mate. They've kicked very well this afternoon.
And their set shot goal kicking has been very efficient too. And it all just comes back to them trying to get the best looks for themselves. So that ball there, 45 metres out, right up against the boundary line, always looking to palm it off.
Yep.
And Sherwood, they've been asleep at the wheel defensively on a couple of occasions and allowing Palm Beach Currumbin to work it into a better position. So ball back into play. Simpson coming up with it. Kick forward was smothered. Crowley put his head over the footy. They work it out through Benson. Now forward through Rawson. Benson's there to set the footy and he's wrapped up in a strong tackle. We'll have the ball up at our forward for the Lions.
Yeah, that one's definitely a hard tackle. The official opts to take it instead. Bringing it up, another tap down. Drier conditions on this side of the field. And here we go, the Magpies get an opportunity. Oh, hands in the back. No, not paid. PBC once again, quick. 450 clearance. Oh, look at that, absolute perfection with the assist. And geez, the coaches would be so pleased with the efforts right now. And he's going for another one, mate. He's having a blinder this afternoon.
Levi Casbolt, the talisman up forward for Palm Beach Currumbin. He's been everywhere. He's flown at the footy. What's he kick? 3-4 goals?
This will be going for his fourth, yep.
Going for his fourth. Take it away, Dylan.
Yeah, and Casbolt to bring it in. He took a screamer of a mark not too long ago, and here he goes streaming in again. Big right foot. Looks like it'll adjust straight to the left, but the ball will stay in. It's rolled in. There's an opportunity there. No, Magpies get the ball to it, but the ball's still alive. Punched up high, pack grab, no one taking it. And here we go, Sherwood on the rebound, popping it out of the defensive 50. This is good to see. As we've got 3-on-1. Oh, big clash. Brave Cameron again with the ball. And that's kicked out of bounds. Jeez, that was close, Jake.
Jed Harrison came steaming at that football. He had a Magpies player running the other way, and look at his teammates come and slap him on the back because that was a brave effort from Jed Harrison. Only eyes for the football and ran at it like a steam train. It could have ended in a disaster. It didn't.
Everyone loves a defensive effort as the ball goes up again. And quick tap. Sherwood really looking to get some points on the board again. And here we go. Unfortunately, not to be. Big scrap once more, and those jerseys are absolutely caked in mud. Conditions a little bit gloomy at the moment. Clearance once again going the way of PBC. And here we go, they're on the rebound once more over the mud pit, straight down the middle. White getting it out. A bit of a chip kick. Punching it down the far side of our field here. And here we go, another opportunity straight on the 450, opening and streaming through. Did he touch it? No, it does not matter. The official has blown the whistle. Ooh, what's happened here?
Goal's been paid. Umpire said all clear. So the ball came in from Dawson. It was chipped up for Casbolt. It went over Casbolt's head. Umpire paid a free kick to Casbolt whilst the ball trickled through for a goal because nobody touched it. And eventually they just said, let's pay all clear and kicked a goal. So a goal to AJ Dawson. Palm Beach Currumbin, wow, they are flexing their muscles this third quarter. Siren couldn't be far away. The margin's out to 80 points. This is a trip to beat down Boulevard for the Sherwood Magpies.
It's going to be a long drive down the motorway after this one, mate, for Sherwood.
They've struggled thus far this season. Before 4 wins, 6 losses, they've had some encouraging signs. A loss last week to Wilson Grange, and then they've really lowered their colours here to the Palm Beach Currumbin line. So ball back in the middle. Benson trying to work it away. Sherwood, they'll come forward. The sweeping handball from Orridge. Working close to the boundary line, a couple of lines, and got a stalemate in front of the clubhouse area, right in front of the Palm Beach Currumbin interchange area. It was Cahill who came up with the footy there. So
women's side just watching this right next to our broadcast side of the field as well. They'll be happy with our team's efforts thus far. Another scramble, and
now Nick Crowley has copped a shot to the throat, and it looked as though he was struggling to get any air in. The accidental sort of swinging arm came around and hit him right in the Adam's apple, and he looks like he's struggling. So ball back into play. Fitzgerald doing the ruck work, trying to work it free, and he's wrapped up by Cameron. Look at him, he's all aggression, big Ty Fitzgerald. It's a little Energizer bunny.
Yeah, we were advised earlier by his family to give it to him, as the words, as I quote, as the ball goes to the sideline as well. But geez, the family will be happy with the efforts today from that young man. So once again, ball up here, the wind blowing directly at our camera viewers to give you a bit of an idea. And nice hands. And the big fella, oh, good nice shoulder. And they're just taking their time. Jack switches on down the far side of our field, streaming into it. Hands are clean. And once again, they have another clean opportunity in the forward 50. Open man is there, streaming forward. Great defensive effort, however. Sherwood trying to get it out again. As we're getting awfully close to the siren time here for our third. PBC seeing that one over the boundary line.
Well, it's, well, they'll be hoping for the third quarter siren. Sherwood Magpies. They conceded 7 goals to 1 in this third quarter. As we go over 30 minutes played. QAFL match of the day. We'll get some around the ground scores from you soon, Dylan. Handball from Stringer. High up and under kick from the Magpies, right into the middle of Veracity Oval. Charging hard at it was McKnight. He's wrapped up. We'll have another ball up. Can't be too long to go. 30 and a half minutes played. Casbolt got the tap down. Clean hands there from Stringer. And now to Graham. Graham's kick to half forward was a beauty. Ended up with Dawson, who wheeled around on that favoured right boot into the goal square looking for Beeman. It came off the hands of Fry. And tracking it back towards the goal post. Ball still in play. Beeman working for it with King.
And results around the ground, viewers. So Maroochydore currently up against Cooperoo, 82-28. Morningside, ooh, close one here against Aspley, 57-45. Good to see that one a little bit more closer than our current one. Over at Redland, Victoria Point and Noosa, geez, that's also a thrashing, 103-27. And we've got, oh geez, talking about big score lines, 118-42, Service Paradise taking on Mount Gravatt. Ball going up again. Here over in Palm Beach, Currumbin, the sun shining, and the local side have an opportunity. Left foot grubber. Looks like it's just gone through for a point. Ball Beach currently up against Wilston Grange, 66-28. You said that the Gorillas had a solid matchup last week against Sherwood as well, Jack.
They did, as the Magpies bring it straight back into play. Strong fist on the ball from Ethan Harris, who's tried very hard in the ruck today. In a losing cause, I think we can call it now. 32 minutes played as Jed Harrison comes off the ground. Seems to be struggling with a knee or ankle, lower leg injury. Harris for Sherwood got first hands on the footy, close to the boundary line. The ball's gone out of play again.
It's a long quarter here for our third.
There have been a lot of goals kicked.
True. We do hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far, viewers. It's been a lot of fun keeping out of the rain here and the sun shining though. We cannot complain. Tap goes down. And another scramble, and this time Sherwood getting an opportunity. Recovers his own ball. Good to see. Unfortunately, he's got no one hands to. Yes, he does. And here we go. Clean transition here for the Magpies. But they opt to hold it up. Unfortunately,
just all Palm Beach Currumbin
defensive press.
He was forced to go short to Duke. A Duke 60 from home. That's 55-60. I don't think he'll have the journey in him. Floating down there was Meakin, who was marked right as the siren has gone. Is the umpire going to pay it? No, the umpire's saying siren has gone before you've marked the footy. Oh, that's cruel for the Magpies. Could have been Tristan Meakin having a shot at goal after the siren. The umpire has said, nope, siren sounded first. And to be fair to the umpire, that's the way I saw it as well. At three-quarter time here at Veracity Oval, Palm Beach. The home team, the Lions, they lead 15-8, 98. Sherwood 2-5-17. An 81-point margin as we turn for home at Veracity Oval. We'll be back with all the last quarter action just a few moments' time.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Welcome back to Veracity Oval at Palm Beach for the QAFL match of the day, round 12. Thanks to our friends at TPIL Lawyers. And at three-quarter time, it is the home team, the Palm Beach Currumbin Lions, holding an 81-point lead over the Magpies of Sherwood. We're about to get underway in this last quarter on QAFL match of the day. Jack Fulham is my name. Dylan Kimlin, the voice of Australian pickleball, beside me in the commentary booth. Dylan, how have you seen today's proceedings?
Oh, mate, it's just been thrashing. There's no other way you can really put it. It's just been one-way traffic, and the hometown side have been just playing some lights-out footy. We're very pleased with their efforts for this Saturday afternoon here, and hopefully, well, thankfully the weather's cleaned up a little bit. Speaking of cleaning up, we're over in the mud pit here with our ball up here for our fourth quarter.
So ball back into play. Harris got the tap down, looking for Fletcher, who just toted forward. Keeps tracking after the football. Now a kick inside forward 50. It was knocked away from Nelson. Plenty of players coming in close to the boundary line on the 50-metre arc, and they're going to have the ball up. So the Magpies with the first foray inside forward 50 in this last quarter. And let's see if they can put a few consolation goals on and clean that scoreboard up, because an 81-point margin not making for pretty reading for Magpie supporters. It was tapped forward by Thompson. Slung off the footy was Carroll, and now a high up and under ball. Just throwing a boot at it was Isaac McCarthy. It comes to Fletcher, twisting and turning, managed to get rid of a tackler and chip it inside forward 50. Sekic came at the football, couldn't take the mark. On hands and knees was Cameron, and umpire's going to call a stalemate. So we'll have a ball up, 35 out from the Magpies goal, attacking the right of your screen in this last quarter. Crowley doing the ruck work opposed to Thompson. It's socket forward, and now a kick out of defence for Palm Beach Currumbin. Rouston working on that other side, but floating in front of him was Xavier McKnight, who took the intercept mark 45 from home.
It was a terrific grab too, running away from it.
Back with the flight of the football now. McKnight was looking for someone to dish it off to. All the options covered by Palm Beach Currumbin. Now he's going to chip it into the pocket, and he's got a mark there.
I don't know if that was an intended target, but he'll take it.
So well done. I think this might be Bailey Thompson lining up for a shot at goal. Far side, so it's a little hard to read the number. This would be good reward for effort. So on the approach now. 35 out, tightish angle. He's made very good contact with it. Just away to the minus, to the left-hand side for a minor score. So we get the first score of the last quarter. Sherwood, they're 2-6-18. Palm Beach, 15-8, 98, 80-point margin.
Yeah, and this is where PBC have been so dangerous. Let's see how quickly they can get it to their forward line, as that is a massive kick straight to the centre. And immediately we have a quick grab, hands are out. And the Lions are streaming right now. An absolute stampede on our far side of the field. Chip kick is good, clean. 3 kicks thus far, Jack. And immediately we're into the 450. This has been a repeat story for our match all day long. Magpies trying their best to get out of it. The switch is on here, straight on the right side. Closest to our broadside camera. Wants to take his time. Chip kick is there, one-on-one. Cameron's been very good this second half. Takes a clean grab, decides to leg it. Right foot kick, unfortunately. No, good kick again. And here we go, a little bit of clean play from the Magpies. Streaming in, big right foot bang on the kick is clean. And unfortunately, goalkeeper there saves the day. And immediately sprinting out. Palm Beach Currumbin have made it very clear how they're going to play this out of the defensive line. And it's just all clean, Jack. They can't do anything wrong.
So Graham, he's had a couple of involvements in this passage. Handball put his man on the wing under pressure. Who's wrapped up. Graham still going. He's run from full back to the centre wing. A handball forward, twisting and turning through traffic. They come in board. That's a good mark taken by Stringer. Not paid. A bump ball, the umpire's calling it, and he's going to call holding the ball. That's a stiff call. Magpies will get the free kick. It's an half back. The free kick was the 35 who goes wide. Now they look to work the footy in board. Strong contest there from Harry Jones. All lines at ground level. Handball was too hot to handle for Cahill. And now the Magpies will go forward where they've got a man out. It was McKnight. Popping in front of him was Hunter Hall, who took the intercept mark. Far side of Veracity Oval. So conditions just starting to dry up. We haven't had any rain in the last 40 minutes. And the ball movement starting to quicken up accordingly as Benson goes into the middle of the ground. They go up inside the forward 50 and Stringer's taken a mark, 48 from home. He wants to move it on quickly. He's got Ralston leading up at the football and Ralston's marked, or Rawson in fact, has marked 40 from home.
And having another opportunity here, Jack, but just straight up the guts. It's just working easily here for PBC at the moment. And we've got questions here for our commentary booth. There's a bit of a cramp here just behind as well, but he's coming in, streaming in. See if he can make the best of his opportunity. Not too far out, angle not too shabby either. Clean kick, unfortunately gone to the right side here for Palm Beach Currumbin. And
Now, Dylan, I've just been made aware. I've had an AFL Queensland official come up to us, and we need to issue an apology because the name of this oval that we're at, we had on our sheet, everything we've got on our broadcast is Veracity Oval. In fact, it has a new sponsorship arrangement. It is the Stalagmite Oval, which is a bit of a tongue-tie. So apologies to Stalagmite, who obviously put their hard-earned money into sponsoring local football and sponsoring QAFL football and are great supporters of Palm Beach Currumbin. Our apologies to them. Veracity will send the invoice to you guys because you've got plenty of free shout-outs. And, well, in the meantime, while I was issuing that apology, Levi Casbolt has come up with the football. He's going to have a shot at his fifth.
yeah, I believe it's his fourth. He had an opportunity earlier, but sprayed it. But geez, he's been so effective, regardless of the scoreline, as he comes streaming in. And once again,
he's got it.
Yep, very casual celebration from Mr. Casbolt. We're rattled here in the commentary booth, as we don't often get told off, Jack.
Well, first time I've been told that. No, it wasn't a telling off. It was more of a gentle, gently informed, but a Stalagmite Oval, which I'm going to say is a lot harder to say than Veracity, but Stalagmite Oval. And we've got to give Stalagmite their value for money in this last quarter as well.
Is that the one that hangs from the roof, or the one that comes?
I think that's a stalactite.
Okay.
Potentially.
Yeah, viewers, you'll know at home. Let us know.
Might have to do some quick Googling work there, Dylan.
Bit of education here in the commentary booth as the ball goes up once more in the mud pit.
So Crowley and Harris doing the work in the middle. Palm Beach Currumbin, they're going to come forward again. Kick goes in the Casbolt direction. Simpson was out the back there. Rowson's picked it up at ground level. Great Crummer's goal, puts it through. Harry Rowson has got another goal. Palm Beach 17-9, 111. Sherwood 2-6-18. And the margin out to 93 points.
Well, he was effective considering he had a shot a goal earlier and didn't pay off. And this time he's come streaming through. I can confirm the Stalagmite is the one that comes from the ground.
Stalagmite from the ground and stalactite from the roof.
That's right. Makes sense, property group. So foundations and all that.
Yeah, Stalagmite Property Group. For our partners, Palm Beach Currumbin Football Club. Tidal sponsors this beautiful oval here on the Gold Coast. And once again, our most sincere apologies to Stalagmite.
Oh, is the official going to consider? No, I was going to say, are we getting out of the mud pit? Not to be. He's so close to the painted line there. Doesn't matter. That was immediately quick clearance. Here we go. The Pies get an opportunity, but cut off. Good running, good grab. As BBC once again streaming through straight to the forward 50, and this gentleman just kicked in a great shot. Streaming in, right foot kick, high ball, big pack grab. Two Pies go up for it, but streaming through. Oh, he had the opportunity. He decided to hold on to a chip kick is there. Palm Beach Currumbin with the snap. Fisted. Marked once more, and what's the result there? That's been streaming through with a bit of a grub up. No, it's gone for a behind.
So Mitchell to bring it in for Sherwood. They trail by 94 points. Can they avoid the triple burger? And Mitchell just takes the yardage on offer, and he will whack this one towards centre wing. That's a big long kick, but it ends up in the hands of Crowley, who worked off his man. Crowley's chip into half forward, found O'Brien, who goes long to the goal square looking for Casbolt. Was knocked away from him. Simpson at ground level kicks another one. The 100 points up for Palm Beach Currumbin. Tom Simpson, he's dominated today. Severe case of leather poisoning. He's kicked his third. And Palm Beach Currumbin 18-10, 118. Sherwood 2-6-18. It is a 100-point margin. 9 1/4 minutes played in the last quarter at Stalagmite Oval in Palm Beach.
And the fellas are dancing.
There's a Stalagmite goal of the day.
Yeah, there we go. You know, crazy train of thought here for you, Jack. Obviously, you never want to lose by 100 points or more, but there's been so many blowouts today. So if you're going to do it in a round that everyone has a blowout.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
I'm trying to find silver linings.
Disguise your blowout amongst other blowouts.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Harrison Crowley to do the ruck work. Tyne in there. Crowley went again. Tyne picked the footy up. They're going to go forward again. Palm Beach Currumbin in the Fitzgerald direction. Working under the football was Jake Austin, who took the intercept mark. So Austin called the play on now. Chips it towards half-back, where he's got Ethan Duke. Duke forced to go up the line. Had a couple presenting. One of them was Will Fletcher. They managed to keep the ball in play. Kicked forward by Thompson. They went forward. Off hands. Sekic could have been taken high as he lost his feet at the same time as the tackle. Benson's handball was picked off by Fry. He got it back to Parnell, who beat a couple and then was eventually run down trying to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, just held it up for a little bit too long there and got swarmed by the Lions. And once again, the hometown team looking for options here. Yep, opting to kick it across face. And they've done that several times today, Jack. They don't mind playing a bit of a dangerous ball. Strolling out of the defensive 50.
There's our man, two-tone Sekic.
That's a good kick there on the broadcast side of the field. And PPC opting to punch it down. And he's just open, mate. There's no one really pressuring him. And that's a terrific kick over near the mud pit. Hands off. Here we go. 450 once more streaming in. Doesn't opt to have a ping, and he's gone through, but hands to it. Unfortunately, chip kick has gone straight in the way, and is that holding the ball? Did he take the man on? No, he did not.
Well, the ball in from Benson. He could have had a shot at goal. He went looking for Levi Casbolt, and great defence there from Ethan Harris. Came across, got the spoil down. Simpson wrapped up. Big pack of players. Rawson went in there to go and lay a tackle on Tristan Meakin. And we'll have the ball up top of the square. Palm Beach into attack. They lead by 100. 12 minutes played at Stalagmite Oval in this last quarter. Strong tackle on.
Viewers at home can't see the big grins on our faces. We try and plug Stalagmite as the ball goes up again. Right foot snap and ball goes to the wide side. But Sherwood again trying to get it out of their defensive 50 here, Jack, and it's been just a very fluid game for Palm Beach Currumbin at this point in time.
They're going to go right up the guts. Sherwood. Graham got a fist on the footy. Orich was there to try and pick it up. Graham goes again. He's like the road runner, Graham. Covers a lot of ground. Went through the hands of O'Brien. Ended up with Harrison, who switches it to the half-back flank. AJ Dawson, the skipper, gathers now. Handball up to Marcus White. Goes to half forward. His kick is cut off. And here come the Magpies through the middle of the ground. The kick, it put Fly under pressure, but he's going to get a free kick for front-on contact.
You've got to admire the effort considering the scoreline. The fellas are still putting it all out on here on the field.
So Fry looking for a switch. I'm not presenting. He opts to go further afield and find Meakin, who's just going to send this one long down the line. The kick was poor. Is that Levi Casbolt coming up with the football, taking the intercept mark? He drives it long forward, looking for Crowley. It came off Crowley's hands. Here come the Magpies again, working in the phone box on that outer side. It's come across. Reece King came up with the football, sends it into centre half forward. Then he could have flown up the football, decided to stay at ground level, and here come the Magpies. Duke try to go through the middle of the ground. He's mown down. Strong tackle. Thomas Tyne wrapped him up, ran him down, and get the free kick in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, elite defensive tackle there with the rundown, and once again, forward 50 entry. He's decided to take a couple of extra steps, pops it up high, one-on-one here. Oof, nearly got the one-arm mark. Good hands again, and left foot snap, unfortunately, gets sprung into the car park. Everyone running after it. local club footy, you love to see it. Down here in Palm Beach, Currumbin. And Sherwood with a very hefty scoreline thus far. They're trying to break the 100 if they can, punching it down here on our broadcast side of the field. Big grab.
Sekic.
Official pays it. He's had a good one today.
Our man Two-Tone.
Maybe he's made for it. He's going to wind up again.
He's been everywhere. A long kick. There we go, top of the goal square. Setting himself was Fitzgerald for a launch of the football. Couldn't mark. Umpires picked out a free for high contact. It's going to go Palm Beach's way. It's Chilmy.
He looked fired up too after that.
Yeah, well, he copped one around the mush.
Well, he had a terrific first quarter. Got a couple to his name. Once again, I believe this is for his third.
Extend the margin to 107 points with 15.25 minutes played last quarter at Stalagmite Oval. Sam Chilmy on approach now, 30 out, slide angle. He's put it straight through. They get another one, Palm Beach.
Very clean drop pump there, and everyone getting around him.
It's 19-11, 125 Sherwood, 2-6-18. 107-point margin. 15.75 minutes played last quarter as the floodlights come into action. The sun's starting to dip below the horizon. It's getting dark here. And speaking of dark, it's been a dark day for the Sherwood Magpies. They have been pummeled, especially in this second half. It is 11 goals to 1 after half-time, Dylan.
Yeah, gloomy. Unfortunately, the weather reflecting the scoreboard for the Pies. And it's unfortunate, but they've got to bounce back in their next match, hopefully. Oh, geez, the number one side strutting their stuff here in a hometown romp. As tap goes down, clearance once again won by Palm Beach, Currumbin and White, who's had a thriller today. Pumping it into the forward 50, hands in the back, no. Official says let it play. Plenty of Lions here circling this ball. And unfortunately, the Pies are getting it out again. Defensive 50, not a problem. Oof. No mark paid. Decided to pump it into the 450 once more. Big pack grab. Oh, he had an opportunity. That was an easy one, Jack. Couldn't hold on to it.
Crowley, Rawson, had his head taken off. He's going to get the free kick, the little man. Clumsy play from Mitchell, I think.
He's been everywhere this quarter.
Yeah, he has. Really getting his fill here. Harry Rawson, Bailey Rawson. He was at ground level and he just may have dipped the knees just a little bit, but the high contact was definitely there. Rawson, what's he going for, Dylan?
There's a couple, I can tell you that, as he's streaming in once more.
The kick off the boot is fantastic. He puts it straight through the middle. The pain continues for the Magpies. Palm Beach, Currumbin, 20-11, 131 Sherwood, 2-6-18. It's 113 points at Stalagmite Oval. 17.75 minutes played last quarter.
It's fair to say Sherwood are wounded and the Lions are feasting right now in Gold Coast.
Well, it says on the sign over on that far side that Lions hunting packs, and they certainly have today. They've been ferocious around the football and their ball movement has been silky, it has been fast, and they have blown the Magpies off the park. A big Levi doing the ruck work in this last quarter opposed to Bailey Thompson. Can they win one out of the centre? Can they get a goal before full time, Sherwood? A little consolation. Hasbolt gets first hands to it. Benson's handball was good. Released a man, and now the kick inside forward 50 looking for Simpson. He couldn't complete the mark. Here's Rawson again. Having it close to the boundary line. Simpson kept it in, got it back to Rawson. He went to King, who spun around, beat a couple, had a shot on goal. Reece King, that could be goal of the day. What a finish.
Terrific pivot and snap, and the fans here are absolutely ecstatic with that effort.
What a goal, Reece King. It was great work from Simpson to keep the ball in play. Got it back to King, who had to beat a couple, and he led the Sherwood defence, a merry dance. Gets his second of the day. Palm Beach 21-11, 137. Sherwood 2-6-18, 119 points the gap. 19 minutes played.
got to say, Jack, the Mozzie fleet for the Palm Beach Currumbin side have been elite. The crumbing has been exceptional, and geez, the scoreboard reflecting it at the moment.
Haven't they? So the light's starting to take full effect here. And will there be more pain to come? You'd have to say so based on how this last quarter's gone. But Sherwood, they'll go forward through Thompson. Big pack fly. Cameron laid a strong tackle on Cahill. And we'll have a ball up just inside the Magpies forward 50.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough one for the Sherwood fans at home, no doubt, watching this one down the motorway. There's once again clearance, but this time 450 entrance is good, but gobbled up by a Lion, immediately punching it down the far side of our broadcast field. And White is having an elite day today, strolling along. Ooh, he nearly got caught, hands out though, and Palm Beach Currumbin once again in their forward 50. Feel like we're repeating ourselves in the booth. They've played some exceptional footy for your Saturday afternoon TPIL Lawyers QAFL round.
Oh.
And he's there again, Jack.
Lawson, he's going to be unselfish and just hand it off to Beeman, who goes unselfish again to Simpson, who just decided to play on. He could have gone back and had a shot.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure it would have been 15, but he had the flying shot on goal and missed it.
You reckon that's coming up in Kangaroo Court later on this week, Jack?
Probably not.
Yeah.
He's had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
He would be stiff to cop a fine. The margin out to 120 points. Geez, we've almost got a touch here in the commentary booth as the ball just smashed across the line. Yeah, he gives handball. No, he's not going to do it. Fair enough. We'll have a throw in. 21 minutes played.
We know how much you're itching to get on the field there, Jack.
Absolutely not. My playing days are now done.
Yeah,
So
no.
Crowley and Thompson to do the ruck work. All in. 55 out from the Lions' goal. Crowley got first hands on it. Thompson, ground level. Chilney dived on the football. He's wrapped up and will have another ball up.
He's been pretty productive, Chilney. I reckon he'd be happy with his efforts from today.
Spending some more time around the midfield in this last quarter. Quick handball from Beeman was clever, but it missed his target. Big pack of players going after the football. Here's Benson twisting and turning. Goes further afield to Graham. Graham, good vision. Kick into the middle of the ground. Found Chilney, who wheels around. He's got a man at half forward running on. He's taken the mark. It's AJ Dawson, the skipper. Dawson's got a couple in the flyby. The ball ends up in the hands of White, who goes looking for goal. And Casbolt on the goal line has marked it and thumped it through from point-blank range. Levi Casbolt. The carnage continues for Sherwood.
He's too big, too strong. How do you defend that? He just reefed the opposition off of him. But I got to say, that kick from Chilney to set all of that up was exceptional. Jeez, and it's just a complete team effort at the moment, Jack.
The heads have gone down across the board for Sherwood. The margin is 126 points. It is 14 goals to 1 after half-time. It has been a bloodbath. And Levi Casbolt has been at the business end of that bloodbath.
Well, what do you do, Jack? They're winning the clearance and their kicking efficiency has been exceptional.
Well, unfortunately for Sherwood, the only way you're going to stop some of these Palm Beach Currumbin midfielders is with a sniper, because they have been elite. Benson, Tom Simpson have had first use out of the middle. Graham off half back has just been everywhere. He's covered a tremendous amount of ground. White, they've just had winners all over the park, and this will be a great learning curve for what is essentially a pretty young Sherwood Magpie side.
And they have the ball here from the clearance over in the mud pit, but immediately PBC getting a back. Lions with the 450 entrance, and look at him. He is everywhere. Unstoppable. Casbolt once again with the balls in his hand.
And they've just been so good finding him going forward, and he's been able to get 3 on the lead. And they're just good teams. They have the ability to lower the eyes, reward the lead that's coming at them, and they've just done it so well today, Palm Beach.
Yeah, he is on track for an absolute massive bag here at Casbolt. Once again streaming in. Big right foot, drop punt. Official has barely moved, and that has streamed through. The wind may have been beneficial, but looks like it's been called a behind on the wide side. No disregard. That is a good kick there for Levi, who has many goals under his belt this afternoon.
132 points. The margin is out by, geez, we might need a calculator soon.
What's the biggest scoreline you've seen, Jack?
Well, it's not this, but I think the biggest margin I've ever seen in person is 157 points. So still a little bit of buffering space for the Sherwood Magpies, but this has been a dark day for them. 24.5 minutes played last quarter at Stalagmite Oval, and we thank our sponsors, Stalagmite, for their continued support of the Palm Beach Currumbin Football Club. Ball out of the middle. Had been taken off. It was Stringer. They go back at it again. Now the Magpies through Fry, who's been one of their best on the day.
Yeah, he's had a good one.
Ball back to Harris, who kicks them inside forward 50. And taking the intercept mark was Hunter Hall. Nothing going the Magpies' way in this last quarter. Rawson has found some space out on the broadcast wing if they look for him. He could get it now. They opt to go the more direct route. And popping out the back was Stringer, who's marked 55 from home. If he gets back quickly, he can have a shot at goal. Casbolt streaming back towards the goal square. Stringer called the play on now, just thumps it long. He's got the range. Has he got the distance? He's got the distance. He didn't have the accuracy. It ended up going out on the full. So they avoid some more scoreboard carnage for the interim Sherwood Magpies. So a long kick out of full-back. Only bloke at the forward, the football was O'Brien, who inexplicably went the fist, and the ball's gone out of play in front of Beamer.
Yeah, I don't know, the Magpies just seem to be trying to ping it out and hope for the best. And we talk about the polish.
They've just been broken down across the board.
Yeah, it's sad viewing at the moment, but ball will come in nonetheless. There's our drenched official that we mentioned earlier. Big thank you to Brandon Windows and Doors getting behind our officials this season. And good tap, and here we go. Unfortunately, the smother is there. And they have all the time in the world at the moment on our broadcast side of the field. Pop up there. Levi Casby has had an absolute exceptional game battling, but the Magpies with the switch. Here we go. They have an opportunity to rebound if they can get it out. Take their time. Risky kick, and that is gobbled up, Jack.
Simpson again.
Jeez, talk about dangerous kicks, and that one there is...
They have preyed on mistakes all day. Palm Beach Currumbin.
Is that a coach killer, mate? You'd be shaking your head.
Well, if that's a coach killer, well, the coach is well and truly dead.
Yeah, it's a rough one as they stream in again. Missed the reach past 150 points total, and that is a terrific kick. High fives all around. The Lions cannot be stopped.
Well, Dylan, we may as well go around the ground and get some scores in the other QAFL matches. You know what? I'll take care of this one because, well, not much analysis is going to be needed post-game from this one. The margin is 138 points. It has been an absolute bloodbath here at Stalagmite Oval. The other scores, Maroochydore leading Cooperoo by 77 up on the sunny coast. Morningside lead Aspley by 20 points. Redland, Victoria Point have put a job on Noosa. They lead by 85 points. It is a massive margin in this one. Surfers Paradise lead Mount Gravatt by 103 and Broadbeach 57 points up on Wilston Grange. As the ball still in the middle after we've completed all of those scores. Tom Fry couldn't get his hands to the ball. He's going to be called for holding the footy. It'll be Chilmy will pop up and take the free kick. He's been swung into the midfield in this last quarter. High, long kick towards Casbolt. He got rid of Austin. Tried to butter up at ground level. He's taking a strong tackle. Simpson, clever handball forward. He's got a man out. It's Reece King again, close to the boundary line. Can he keep it in play? He just lost his feet. And the ball out of play, close to the behind post. So it'll go in about 15 metres out from the Lions' goal. 28.5 minutes played. Can they sneak one more through?
Definitely possible considering their offensive prowess thus far. And unfortunately for Sherwood, the pain continues. Scrap here in clearance. Big tackle taken over the line. That was almost a rugby tackle, trying to drag him over the boundary line.
Effective in the end.
And once again, another ball out here. Very close to our broadcast camera. For the Saturday afternoon footy. Temperature starting to drop here. Thankfully no rain. The wind is still blowing.
A bit chilly, isn't it?
Blowing right to left of screen. Of course, going the way of PBC. They got the home ground, and that hand pass has just gone to space. I guess they're hoping for the boundary line, Jack.
Yeah, Fletcher, he didn't have a lot of options. He just put it into space in front of Fry, and the boundary line mercifully coming to the aid of Fry. So we'll have ball head. It's 55 out from the Lions goal, right in front of our broadcast camera here. Casbold and Harris doing the ruck work. Levi's been one of the best on the ground for Palm Beach Currumbin. Ball misses both the ruckmen. Harris went at it again. A good handball from King to Sekic, who got a high up and under ball. Rowson battling with his opponent. That's a good mark taken by Jack Slater. So Slater bobs to his feet, kicks it across his defensive goal face to Ethan Duke, who has it 35 from his defensive goal.
Yeah, we've called Duke a fair bit.
He's seen a lot of the footy in defence. He goes looking for Harris. Graham did really well to work in front and take the intercept mark. I'm going to say that Sam Graham would probably be close to best on ground. He has just set them up with so much of what he's done in the back half. And he concedes some ground to Liam O'Brien. They're just content to run out the clock here. They're taking a knee on this one, the Palm Beach Currumbin Footy Club. So they go into the centre square. Here's Hunter Hall. And Hall, not a hell of a hurry to kick the footy. He goes into the middle of the ground, a muddy middle of the ground where Stringer has it. Now Stringer further afield to King, who chips inside forward 50 to Sekic, who's floated forward, and Sekic has marked 50 out from home.
Yeah, there's those shiny boots you keep mentioning, mate. He's had a terrific game today, and surely you just have a roost from there, mate. The scoreline doesn't really matter.
He's done everything but kick a goal, so this to add to a pretty good resume on the day. Ethan Sekic, the two-tone hair, the fluoro boots, is now their operator, a stuttery run-up. Looks like he's going to launch a barrel. He's kicked an absolute mung barrel. It wobbled end over end. And Beeman at the fall of the pack, he's going to put through another goal for Palm Beach Currumbin.
That's all set up by the assist there, Jack.
Everything
planned.
they have touched has turned to gold in this second half. It was a wobbly torpedo. He didn't make great contact with it. It was knocked down in the square by Casbolt. At the front of the pack was Beeman, all on his lonesome, able to swing around onto that right boot, put it right through the middle, and the margin is 144 points, 25-12, 162. Sherwood are 2-6-18, 31, almost 32 minutes played at Stalagmite Oval in this last quarter, and the siren cannot come quick enough for both us and the Sherwood Magpies. It has been one hell of a performance from Palm Beach Currumbin. Their percentage will be going bananas on top of the ladder.
That's right, yeah. From the coach's perspective, they would love to pile these points on. There's a diving hand pass over in the muddy conditions in the middle of the field, and there is our siren. Jack, we have our result, and probably thankfully so. We've put this one to bed.
So Palm Beach Currumbin, they run out 144-point winners on the day, 25-12, 162. Sherwood 2-6-18. That is all from us on QAFL Round 12 Match of the Day, thanks to our proud partners, TPIL Lawyers, our umpire partners, Bradman Windows and Doors. Dylan Kimlin, Jack Fulham, we've been your Saturday afternoon call team. Thank you for joining us, Dylan. Fantastic job from you today. That'll be all for now, and we'll see you next week for Match of the Day, which is at Surfers Paradise, between Surfers Paradise and Broad Beach. Sorry, Surfers Paradise and Labrador, I've just been told. Goodbye for now.